Chapter 378. Most of the players watching the live stream were players from the advanced servers. Naturally, they knew about 7 stars chasing the moon, which was a common orange equipment. Many of them had even upgraded 7 stars chasing the moon by 5 before getting good equipment. Naturally, they knew about the reverse moon chasing status. However, most of them still did not know what the reverse moon chasing had to do with finding the celestial poisoner. After pondering for a long time, Sunset Eternal suddenly slapped his thigh. I get it. Master, what do you get? How did he find this celestial poisoner? Sunset Stars could not wait to ask. Stardust, do you remember when Solipsistic used 7 stars chasing the moon a second before he used super long-range shooting? I remember. At that time, he probably could not hold on for long, so he used 7 stars chasing the moon to buy time. At that time, I felt like he was running around like a madman.
No.
He was not running around. He was using 7 stars chasing the moon to find the celestial poisoner's position.
What?
Eternal explained to his disciple. 7 stars chasing the moon had a special feature. When the user used a displacement skill in the opposite direction of the enemy, it would be judged as escaping and activate the reverse moon chasing status. If the user used 7 stars chasing the moon multiple times, they would be able to lock onto the enemy's position based on whether or not they had activated the reverse moon chasing status. He used this method to find the celestial poisoner. After locking onto the enemy's position, there might be a certain deviation. However, his super long-range shooting is a small area attack skill, which just happened to make up for this deviation. This guy, he actually used this trash equipment to defeat a strong enemy that even I could not defeat. This is too unexpected. Sunset Stars was completely dumbfounded. Wait, Master, then didn't he use the dark eye of the gods? Then why did he close his eyes and give people the feeling that he was relying on the dark eye of the gods? That's right, this is what's really scary about him. Eternity shook his head and sighed. I think that even the immortal slaughtering poison master must have thought that his method was wrong. The eye of the gods couldn't find him in the darkness, so he must have been careless. Also, until the arrow was shot, Solipsistic deliberately turned his back to immortal slaughtering poison master. All these actions were to numb immortal slaughtering poison master because he wasn't sure that immortal slaughtering poison master wouldn't move at the last second. So, not only did he numb him mentally, he also left the safest place behind him. Then he would suddenly attack. At that time, even the immortal slaughtering poison master would have no time to dodge. In that kind of situation, that kid's strategy, logic, and psychology were all extremely brilliant. Sunset Stars widened his eyes. In a situation where he only had 10 seconds to live, not only did Solipsistic come up with a countermeasure that no one else could think of, he even disguised it so well. Was he even human? It was no wonder that Poison Master Immortal, including the many people who watched the video, could not figure out how he found Poison Master Immortal. His master had never praised a person like this before. Moreover, it was an opponent that he hated the most. This could only mean that Solipsistic's operation was extremely powerful. Eternity Sunset shook his head. All right, I underestimated him before. I have to hurry up and become stronger. I must defeat him. Only by defeating him can I find my value. After saying that, Eternity Sunset left his disciple and rode away on his azure dragon mount. This, Master, the opponent that Sunset Stars once thought that he could easily defeat had now become his master's goal. This difference made Sunset Stars feel even more devastated. Solipsistic, you are really that strong? Immortal Slaughtering Poison Master let out a long sigh. I still have many skills that I haven't used. Alright, between experts, they never give their opponents a second chance. After this defeat, I will no longer be the guardian of the arena. Sai, since I came here, you're the first to pass the test. This time, I accept my defeat wholeheartedly. Perhaps you have the qualifications to challenge him. Speaking of that person, Immortal Slaughtering Poison Master laughed at himself. Speaking of which, it is very interesting. I once thought of defeating him. Unfortunately, his strength has already reached a level where I can only look up to him. If you only challenge him with your current strength, I can tell you with certainty that you have no chance of winning. Lu Chen smiled. Actually, you are not the only one who did not use all of your skills. What you saw was also not my full strength. Immortal slaughtering poison, Master laughed in disdain. God's power? Do you know why I did not use it? Because the same level of God's power has no deterrent effect on the opponent. You being able to pass one layer of heaven means that you have at least one layer of God's power. So, using it would be useless. Lu Chen smiled, but did not say anything. He indeed had one layer of God's power. However, he also had one layer of devil's power. He was a dual cultivator of God and devil. Not only that, he also had a portion of God's blood and a devil's seed in his backpack. He could level up to 2 layers. However, if other people wanted to think that way, then let them be. I will send you the coordinates of the Mountain Man, but I don't know if you can complete the mission he gave you. Lu Chen nodded and turned to leave the arena. After exiting the teleportation portal, Lu Chen let out a long sigh of relief and jumped off the stage. He refunded everyone's money. After this trip, these guys had earned quite a bit of gold coins. They had multiplied by more than 10 times. Although it might not be much on average, it could be considered as solving an urgent problem. Of course, Lu Chen himself had made a lot of money. His initial capital of 4.5 million gold coins was not only one round more than the others, but he also did not reduce his capital midway. Now it was 90 million gold coins. This money should be enough to last him for a while. Great Wall of Iron and Blood checked the amount and suddenly sent a trade request. HM?
What?
Lu Chen asked curiously. Nameless, you helped us win so much. Of course, you have to pay for your hard work. I believe no one will have any objections. After saying that, Great Wall of Iron and Blood transferred 100 million to Lu Chen. Yes, boss, you have to accept this money. You worked so hard for everyone. If you don't accept it, then you are looking down on us. We are very weak now, but with you, we have a goal to strive for. Boss personally taught us a lesson. It turns out that low-level equipment and techniques can still defeat the strong. Now we have confidence. Seeing that everyone was so enthusiastic, Lu Chen did not refuse. However, Lu Chen still rejected the 20 million offered by Tuo Luowalker. I won't accept your money. I only have one request. I hope that you can lead the Earth players well within the month you promised. Lu Chen returned the reward. Mr. Nameless, please rest assured. Tuo Luowalker said solemnly, you have won the respect of all of us for the Earth players. We believe that Earth, which can cultivate people like you, may one day produce more strong players. We are willing to live in harmony with the Earth players. Lu Chen smiled slightly. Very good, this was the result he wanted to see. This way, he could continue to explore the second layer of heaven without worry. Chapter 379. That night, Lu Yi cooked a feast for her brother. Although most of the dishes were ordered by takeout, it still filled the entire table. Brother, look, there's your favorite scrambled eggs with chives. I ordered 2 servings of the best in the city. Chives are good stuff. Lu Chen looked at the table full of dishes and could not help but drool. Hey, why did you prepare so many dishes? The 2 of us can't finish them all. Lu Yi looked at her brother with eyes full of admiration. Brother, you're too strong. I really admire you now. Tisk, did you just find out that your brother is strong today? No, you were good at games in the past, but it's different this time. Even the aliens were stunned by you. How did I get such a strong brother? Lu Chen rolled his eyes at Lu Yi. Crazy. Hurry up and eat. Brother, I'll help you scoop rice. At the dining table, the siblings chatted casually. Oh right, brother, I saw your eyes glowing green before. I was scared to death. I thought there was something wrong with your equipment. Lu Chen's hand paused in the middle of picking up food. Speaking of which, should he tell his sister that he was a solipsistic? He did not want to hide it from his sister at first, but he did not have the right opportunity. Later on, he felt that Jiutian was not normal. He was not sure what the 2 identities would bring him, so he did not take the initiative to tell Lu Yi. After thinking about it, Lu Chen decided to forget about it. It was enough to let his sister enjoy the game. It would not matter if he told her when everything was clear in the future. Maybe I got infected by solipsistic when I hung out with him. Lu Chen explained perfunctorily. Brother. Louis looked at Lu Chen strangely. Hey, tell me the truth. Lu Chen was a little nervous. He stared straight at Lu Yi. What truth? Is solipsistic handsome?
Huh?
You have such a good relationship with him. You even switch mounts and have the same moves. This means that you two must be doing dungeons together often. Have you seen how he looks in person? Why do you care? I'm just asking. Although he's a devil in the game, he's very mysterious and attractive. Stop. Stop. Let me tell you, you've been brainwashed into thinking of solipsistic. He's already married.
Ah.
No way. Are you sure? Yes. Lu Chen shook his head. He had to stop this silly girl from letting her imagination run wild. His son is already an adult, and his daughter is in kindergarten. Lu Yi pouted unhappily. Seriously, doesn't he usually bring his own wife along? This is too much. It's none of your business whether he brings his wife or not.
Of course it's related to me.
No, it's related to a lot of female fans. Don't you know? Now that the Jotian official website has been upgraded to the Galactic server, we can access the Galactic server now. After leveling up, the officials organized an event for the most popular male player award, and he's currently in first place. You're second.
Ah.
Lu Chen was shocked. It didn't matter if there was a ranking, but now that there was one, the Mad Demon was first and the Nameless was second? That's not right. I've done so much for you. Why am I second? That guy massacred cities for no reason. Why is he first? Lu Chen was depressed about this. Brother, you don't understand women's psychology. Lu Yi immediately explained. First, solipsistic is mysterious enough. Although you're mysterious too, you're still a human, and he's a devil. His appearance is super cool. I'll pretend sometimes. Am I not handsome in fashion? Yes, he's handsome, but what's so special about fashion? He's a completely different race. This completely arouses women's curiosity. No, do you women like the feeling of beauty and the beast? Normal beasts won't do, but he's super stylish. You can consider it. After all, it's only in the game. In reality, he's still a human. This is like Beauty and the Beast, where the beauty knows that the beast is actually a human. It's completely different. Lu Chen shook his head. Women's preferences seem to be a little difficult for him to understand. Brother, think about it. Is a female elf who suits your taste more attractive to you, or is an ordinary beauty more attractive to you? Can I say both? You men are fickle in love. Lu Chen shook his head. He didn't expect the identity of Mad Demon to be more popular than Nameless. Was this the legendary principle of the warm man's spare tire? Forget it. This selection had nothing to do with him anyway. No, wait. If it's a selection, hey, fatty. What's the reward for first place? Yes, the title in the game. Earth's Most Handsome Man.
What?
Such an ugly title? Brother, why are you so excited? There's no reward for second place. Even if there is, it's Mad God who will get it. Lu Chen didn't think that scrambled eggs with leeks would be good anymore. The next day, Lu Chen was a little listless. He logged into the official website, which was a rare occurrence. Right now, the official website had changed to the Galaxy server's official website. Currently, he was connected to a few other servers that were also difficult and belonged to the 19th server. He could now communicate with them. Currently, the Earth server selection was in full swing. In first place was Solipsistic with more than 200 million votes. In second place was Nameless Huaxia with more than 100 million votes. In third place was a certain Hollywood superstar with more than 100 million votes, similar to Nameless. In the forums, Superstar Media's management team was frantically soliciting votes, hoping to get the title of Earth's Most Handsome Man. Lu Chen saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Lu Chen quickly contacted his good friend Luo Yu. Brother Chen. What made you think of calling me today? You moved to a new place, and I didn't even have time to visit you. When are you going to treat me to a meal? I don't have many friends. Next time, I'll treat you to a meal alone. Sure, I have all the time in the world right now. Aren't you busy at work? It's the galactic server now. Your company should be even busier. Sigh, don't mention it. Originally, after Lu E joined Wild Waves, she would bring me along whenever she had time. My equipment level was the highest in the company. I thought I could get into a good department, but my manager's nephew came and replaced me. He has connections. We can't compete. Lu Chen thought for a moment. Little Black, join Wild Waves? Brother Chen, Wild Waves isn't a place you can join just because you want to. Their guild rules clearly state that you can't use connections to get in. Lu Chen smiled. I believe you're not weak. I'll go ask their guild leader. Really? Brother Chen, do you know their guild leader? If I can join Wild Waves, then I'll fly. Fly? You still have to rely on yourself. I know. What I mean is, the platform is different now. Wild Waves is now a super strong guild. Lu Chen sighed slightly. He didn't expect Little Black to be so miserable. His brother was wronged outside, and he didn't even tell him. However, this was good. He was too embarrassed to invite Luo Yu before, but now he could pull Luo Yu into Wild Waves. After all, he was in his own guild and could take care of him. Oh, right. Do you know if there are people who buy tickets? It's the most popular male player event. I know a few.
Why?
Okay, help me buy tickets. Buy Thomas to be first. You know Thomas? No, I just don't want Solipsistic to be first. How much would it cost? This will cost quite a bit of money. Although this ticket isn't worth much and Lone Tyrant and Brother Nameless won't cheat, there's very little competition. A single ticket might only cost a few cents. However, if you want to cheat 3 million gold coins, you'll need at least 1 million. Okay, I'll transfer 2 million to you first. Help me buy tickets. Brother Chen, you're working for Thomas's management company? Not really. I definitely won't allow the title of Earth's Most Handsome Man to appear on Solipsistic's head. This kind of thing definitely can't happen. The title of World's Most Handsome Man? It was fine if it was on Black Barton's head, but if it was on Solipsistic's head, it would be too embarrassing. No, this kind of thing definitely can't happen. Chapter 380. Lu Chen did not like the title of Earth's Most Handsome Man after all. He had personally witnessed the vastness of Jiutian. Earth's Most Handsome Man might be an enviable title in the eyes of Earthlings, but think about how many worlds there were in the second heaven. It was tantamount to walking around with the title of Village's Most Handsome Man. The more he saw, the more Lu Chen wanted. Luo Yu was Lu Chen's childhood friend, and his character was impeccable. Lu Chen felt reassured leaving this matter to him. The next day, after going online, Lu Chen checked the guild information. It was now full of 2,500 members, but the guild was about to level up to level 6, and there would be an additional 500 slots. He told Ling Noa to leave a slot for Luo Xiaohe. After taking care of the trivial matters, Lu Chen returned to the preparatory arena. After passing through the arena, he soon reached the foot of a mountain. There was a stone tablet in front of him. Immortal Trail Forest. There is no quiet place in the mortal world, seeking the traces of immortals. This is the Immortal Trail Forest. Are there any immortals here? Lu Chen thought of the old individual immortal that he had met before. What level was an individual immortal at? Speaking of which, did those who came to the Immortal Trail Forest in the past get the treasures in the forest? Were the so-called treasures given away for free? Lu Chen did not understand, but at least he had a chance. Since it involved treasure hunting and had something to do with immortals, Lu Chen had to call out his right-hand man, Rhubarb. Rhubarb, I'll leave the treasure hunting to you. How about it? Woof woof. Very good. I knew you weren't an ordinary dog. I can't find such hidden treasures. I'll have to rely on you. A man and a dog walked up the mountain. Hey, Rhubarb, do you think I can beat your original owner? With nothing to do, Lu Chen chatted with Rhubarb as he walked. Woof woof. Woof woof woof. Damn, I'm still your current master. Do you have to look down on me like this? After walking for another 10 minutes, the forest ahead became foggy. Lu Chun looked at the side of the mountain. Unknowingly, they were already halfway up the mountain. Rhubarb, they said there's a treasure here. I wonder if it's true. Haven't you found anything yet? Rhubarb wagged its tail and led Lu Chun all the way to the top of the mountain. When they finally arrived at the top of the mountain, there was no one there. There was only a flat boulder and a few pine trees. Woof woof.
Ah,
There's a treasure under the rock? Lu Chun was surprised. The rock seemed to be connected to the mountain. Perhaps it was an exposed part of the mountain. It didn't seem like it could be moved. The only strange thing was that there was a chess piece in the center of the flat boulder. The black and white chess pieces on the chessboard were like two giant dragons. They were entangled, and there was no clear winner. There were two stones beside the chessboard that looked like two stone stools. Perhaps there were two masters who played again but left in a hurry without a clear winner, leaving behind this game. Immortal Trail Forest Mission, Heavenly Might Chess Game. Unique? Lu Chun was stunned when he saw this. The mission is unique? Since the mission is still here, doesn't that mean that no one has completed this mission? Lu Chun looked down for a while. Mission description. Thousands of years ago, Celestial Venerable Ling Tian played chess with the heavens here and left behind this game. Mission content. Help Celestial Venerable Ling Tian win by half a chess piece. Mission reward. Celestial Venerable Ling Tian's gift. Lu Chun was sweating profusely when he saw this mission. Big brother, win my ass. You think too highly of me. I don't know how to do this. Fortunately, there was Qiandu's search. Lu Chun had just taken a picture and was about to go online to find the answer when he suddenly stopped. That's not right. You asked me to place the white chess pieces. Where are the white chess pieces? Lu Chun looked around the stone platform. Not to mention the white pieces, other than the chess pieces on the chessboard. Where else could there be other chess pieces? In an instant, Lu Chun suddenly understood why no one had completed this task yet. It was simply unsolvable. Not to mention whether or not he could solve the game, the key was that there were no extra chess pieces. This was like a mission that required a specific item, but the system did not give him the specific item. How could he complete this mission? Damn, it's really a divine mission. According to what you said, this is a chess game from thousands of years ago. It's been thousands of years, so the extra chess pieces should be long gone. Lu Chun tried to pick up a chess piece on the chessboard. However, no matter how hard he tried, he could not pick it up. It was indeed a chess piece used by the immortals and the heavens. So heavy? If there were other chess pieces, they shouldn't have disappeared. Lu Chun sat on the stone and thought hard. The mission is difficult, so no one has completed it. If I can do it, I'll get treasures that others can't. No, I have to think carefully. On the top of the mountain, fog lingered. Looking up, one could see a sea of clouds. It was as beautiful as a fairyland. However, Lu Chun had no time to appreciate the beautiful scenery. He sat on the stone bench alone and thought hard. This chess game was definitely not an ordinary chess game. How could the heavens let him win so easily? Therefore, it would be useless to go to Qiandu to find the answer. No chess pieces. Maybe it's because I don't need chess pieces to beat the heavens by half a chess piece. If I don't need chess pieces, what else can I use to place the chess pieces? No, I'm thinking wrong. I should be thinking about what can beat the heavens. What can beat the heavens? That's a chess piece. Then I'll go and find that chess piece. What can beat the heavens? There's a saying, man can beat the heavens. Yes, the opposite of the heavens should be man. The reason Celestial Venerable Ling Tian couldn't place the last chess piece was because he was already a Celestial Venerable, not a man. So, I'm the last chess piece? Just as Lu Chun finished speaking, the chess game in front of him suddenly changed. The originally small chess game suddenly became extraordinarily huge. The entire huge rock turned into a chessboard, and every chess piece was about the same size as Lu Chun. Lu Chun suddenly changed from a spectator to a player in the game. From the changes in the chessboard, Lu Chun had found the chess piece. That chess piece was himself. However, before he could be happy, the chess pieces around him suddenly changed. The chess pieces were no longer chess pieces, but a large group of people in black and white robes. The two armies were facing each other. These people were all humans, but they looked slightly different, just like the difference between the humans in District 19 and the other districts. These people were glowing all over, holding all kinds of weapons and looking at each other. Lu Chen stood in the middle of the two armies, and suddenly the pressure on him doubled. Damn, what the hell? These people are shining all over? At that moment, Lu Chen received a system notification. Detected that the player has both Divine Might and Demonic Might. Heavenly Might Chess Game upgraded. Heavenly Might Chess Game. Celestial Demon Heavenly Punishment. Unique. Lu Chen blinked. What the hell is going on? I don't even know how to clear the low-level one, and now you're upgrading it for me? Have you considered my feelings? Give up Divine Might and become a demon, or give up Demonic Might and become a god. Heavenly Might Chess Game will automatically lower the difficulty to the previous level. Otherwise, you will be permanently obliterated by Heavenly Might Chess Game. Please choose. 1. Give up Divine Might 2. Give up Demonic Might 3. Accept Celestial Demon Heavenly Punishment. Mission reward. None. At this point, Lu Chen finally understood. Great. He hadn't solved the previous problem at all, and Heavenly Might Chess Game had forcefully pulled him in. Celestial Demon Heavenly Punishment was the upgraded version of Heavenly Might Chess Game, and there wasn't even a mission reward. Not only that, but he was also forced to give up Divine Might. How could there be such a mission? Other people come here to complete missions and receive rewards, but when it comes to me, it becomes obliteration? What does it have to do with you whether I become a god or a demon? I worked so hard to get the divine blood and demonic seed. It's also my nature to be a god and a demon. Why should I give up one? Celestial Demon Heavenly Punishment, right?
Come on.
I don't care if you're a god or a demon. I don't care if you're some celestial lord Ling Tian or the heavenly Dao Tsang Tsang. My fate is in my own hands, not the heavens. If you can't kill me today, I'll kill my way to the 9 heavens in the future. Chapter 381. Lu Chen had already made his choice. He knew that what he was about to face would be the most terrifying battle in history. Over 300 super powerhouses with dazzling gold equipment, regardless of black or white, would see him as an enemy. Speaking of which, even though Lu Chen was getting stronger and stronger, he could still meet even more terrifying existences time and time again. Both armies shouted in unison, "Kill." Lu Chen's nostrils flared as he tore off the human skin. Possession of the God of War. Devil Transformation. Lu Chen's 2 opening skills were also a god and a devil. A huge God of War virtual image was guarding a terrifying devil.
Clone.
Endless Sky Flame Pillar. Black Coffin Dead Zone. At the same time, a chess spirit was speechless. Child's play. Where do you think this is? Even your divine aura and devil aura will be suppressed by us, let alone this yellow grade technique. Stop your pointless struggle. You're no longer tolerated by the Jiutian. Formation, Heaven's Might Double Dragon, Strangle. Nameless successfully cleared the preparatory arena. Countless people were green with envy. I wonder what good stuff he'll get. Sigh, that guy was already so strong. Now he's even stronger. But it's actually a good thing for us. Ever since the Immortal Poison Master became the guardian of the arena, almost no one can enter the Immortal Trail Forest. Now that he's killed the Immortal Poison Master, it might be easier to deal with another guardian. Yeah, many powerhouses have gone to the preparatory arena to sign up. There was indeed a sea of people in front of the preparatory arenas of the various galaxies. Although each region had its own preparatory arena, only one person could enter the Immortal Trail Forest. Hence, the Immortal Trail Forest was shared. Many people looked at the Celestial Mountain and sighed. In the end, someone still went in. At that moment, people suddenly saw dark clouds covering the mountaintop in the direction of the Immortal Trail Forest. Lightning flashed and thunder rumbled. In the blink of an eye, the dark clouds had shrouded the entire second heaven. Everyone heard the terrifying sound of thunder. Boom, 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 boom. The clouds in the sky rolled and gradually formed two enormous black and white dragons. At the same time, four words appeared in the sky: Heaven's Might Double Dragon. At that moment, even the players who were not in the arena could not help but look up at the sky in surprise. Oh my God! What is this? Who unleashed their divine might? Impossible! It's impossible for a second celestial layer to have such powerful divine might. This has already affected the entire heaven domain. What the hell are those two dragons? What level of cultivation method is this? The two gigantic dragons circled around for a moment before abruptly plunging down. Fuck, it's the Immortal Trail Forest. What's going on? What happened there? Is it a fight between immortals? At this time, the 5 people from Wood Mansion who were leveling up in Dragonjanya were also looking in the direction of Fairy Trail Forest. Xiao Tian was already dumbstruck. It's the Heaven's Might twin dragons. My God, why would there be a high-level Earth-level cultivation technique in the second layer of heaven? This is impossible. Not only is it a high-grade Earth-grade cultivation technique, but it is also the strongest high-grade Earth-grade cultivation technique, the Heaven's Might cultivation technique. This power is comparable to a heaven-grade cultivation technique. Who was it? Why can he break through the restrictions of the 9 heavens? Ju Er's eyes widened. Her heart suddenly chilled. Something's wrong. It's him. Ju Er and the others had naturally seen Lu Chen's previous matches. Lu Chen's performance had undoubtedly shocked the 5 of them once again. They also knew that if there was someone in Fairy Trail Forest at this time, it must be Nameless. Oh no, this is a strike from the upper heaven. It might directly kill the player. Ba Men was also shocked. Wan Er did not seem to understand this. She asked, kill? Is it really killing him? No, the second layer of heaven is still in its protection period. It won't directly kill the player, but it will directly hit him to level 1. His attributes, equipment, abilities, and everything else will be wiped out. Even if Nameless was not killed, such a punishment was enough to frighten people. From a super expert to a level 1 newbie in an instant, it would wipe out all his previous efforts and achievements. How cruel.
No, don't.
Ju Er's heart ached. She still remembered when he first came to the second layer of heaven. He was ignorant and dared to go against the sacred gate, refusing to submit to power. She remembered that guy brought a group of wild monsters and caused her team to be annihilated. It was somewhat abominable, but it also seemed like an unintentional act. That guy generously told her how to use the 7 stars chasing the moon and was actually dissatisfied with the amount of bounty she gave him. Did he think that it was meaningless? He was arrogant yet approachable. He let her keep the equipment and wanted to split it equally with her. He trusted her. He single-handedly challenged tens of thousands of Sacred Gate disciples and wrote off all the unfair terms in Sacred Gate City. He was domineering and fair. Although he was just an ordinary human and did not have a terrifying background like them, he stood proudly in Jiutian with his own strength and character. Jiu Er had always wanted to return the equipment to that guy, but don't die. Don't let me lose the chance to fulfill my promise. Don't. However, in the second layer of heaven, who could withstand such a terrifying technique like the heavenly mighty twin dragons? Jiu Er's eyes were filled with tears, and she secretly made up her mind. Even if you return to level 1, I will wait for you and personally deliver the equipment to you. At the peak of the Immortal Trail Forest, 2 giant dragons with unparalleled heavenly might pounced on Lu Chen. Lu Chen had never seen such a powerful technique before. This was beyond his understanding. This technique shook the heavens and earth, and there was no way to avoid it. Indeed, they wanted to kill him. Lu Chen pressed his lips together, and his nostrils flared. However, Rhubarb was still beside him, and Rhubarb would definitely not be able to withstand such a powerful attack. At the critical moment, Lu Chen did not use the blood sacrifice shield. Instead, he rolled on the ground and hugged Rhubarb. Woof woof. Don't talk nonsense. I promised your master that I would take good care of you. It's just that I might not have the chance to bring you along in the future. If you are still alive, Go back and tell the three fools to continue living in the spirit-gathering mountain range. There won't be any danger there. Let's go. Lu Chun threw rhubarb down the mountain at this moment. The double dragon strangulation had arrived. Divine might of mortal body. Divine might of mortal body. However, just as the chess soul said, Lu Chen's first level of divine might and first level of demonic might were directly ineffective. Lu Chen did not have time to think. Blood's sacrifice shield. Just as he activated the skill, the two dragons had already arrived. The two dragons blasted towards the peak of the Immortal Trail Forest with unstoppable momentum. There was a loud boom. Countless people heard such a loud sound, and immediately after, they saw the two dragons' gigantic bodies charging towards the peak of the Immortal Trail Forest. The entire mountain peak was flattened inch by inch. Obliteration. A true obliteration. An unparalleled pain came. Lu Chun was suffering from an unprecedented continuous supply of energy. The 8 million blood sacrifice shield was instantly reduced to ashes. The first life was instantly exhausted. Then the second life was instantaneously killed again. The third life. His HP was instantly depleted. The damage value above his head could no longer be displayed normally, and the 3 HP bars were disappearing one after another. When there was only a sliver of HP left, Xiaomin activated the possession skill to avoid death. However, in the face of divine might strangulation, Lu Chen already knew that it was impossible for him to hold on. In the end, he was still defeated. Woof woof. In a daze, Lu Chen seemed to hear Rhubarb's voice. Was he hallucinating? Rhubarb had clearly been thrown down the mountain by him. In his panic, he did not know if it would fall to its death. But at least it was better than standing beside him. Standing beside him meant certain death. Even if it did not fall to its death, it would take a long time to climb up from the foot of the mountain. As an ordinary Chinese rural dog, Rhubarb could not have climbed up so quickly. Woof woof. Rhubarb did not come. All Lu Chen heard was its voice. However, a white figure suddenly appeared in front of Lu Chen. Chapter 382. That person stood in front of Lu Chen, his hands resembling the 8 trigrams dragon. He shouted, "Primordial heaven and earth shield." With a hum, a transparent shield formed in an instant. The two dragons collided with the heaven and earth shield. Lu Chen could still feel the ground trembling, but the two dragons could no longer get close to him. "Break for me!" The old man shouted again, and the light shield suddenly exploded. The two powerful cultivation techniques collided, forming a shockwave in the air that spread out infinitely. After a while, the two dragons were finally destroyed, and the hundreds of chess souls of the heavenly might chessboard turned back into chess pieces. What a powerful technique! Lu Chen's eyes widened. In front of the heavenly might twin dragons, he was powerless, but the old man broke the heavenly might chessboard in one move. In the sky, the dark clouds gradually dissipated, and the heavenly might chessboard's environment also disappeared, and it returned to the small chessboard from before. The old man turned around slightly and helped the heavily injured Lu Chen up. He raised one hand. Silent nourishment. Recovering 1 million HP per second, Lu Chen, who was almost depleted of HP, recovered to full HP in 4 seconds. Lu Chen stared at the old man with wide eyes. "Old man, it's you?" This person was the itinerant immortal old man that Lu Chen had met a few times before. The old man smiled. "Kid, you're really lucky. You actually managed to hold on until I arrived? Come, take a seat." Lu Chen sat on the stone bench. "Old man, thank you for saving my life, but why did you save me?" The old man took out a teapot and 2 green jade cups and slowly filled them up. He pushed one of the cups to Lu Chen. Lu Chen frowned slightly. "Add 50 spiritual energy." He still remembered that the old man's cup of tea added 50 spiritual energy. It was comparable to a mini immortal pill. The old man smiled. 50 spiritual energy is probably not enough for you now, right? Lu Chen laughed. "Sorry, even if it's only 5 spiritual energy, I can drink until you go bankrupt." The old man laughed. This kid was almost beaten back to level 1 just a second ago, but in the blink of an eye, he was full of energy again. Speaking of which, he kind of liked her personality. At least it was better than crying endlessly or thanking him profusely. It made him feel less burdened. You asked me why I saved you? Lu Chun drank 50 spiritual energy points without hesitation. Yeah, I don't think we're close enough for you to come and save me. We don't, but Rhubarb likes you. Since it asked me to come, of course I have to come. Rhubarb? By the way, where is Rhubarb? The old man released Rhubarb. This time, when Rhubarb came out and saw that Lu Chen was fine, it wagged its tail and laid down beside Lu Chen's feet, expressing its joy in its lazy way. Rhubarb, I've only been apart from you for half a year, and you've already recognized your new master. The old man smiled. Woof woof. Well, okay, you said he saved you. That's a reason. Although the old man complained, his expression did not show any dissatisfaction. Rhubarb, so it's you?
Ha ha. Thank you.
Lu Chun patted Rhubarb's head. The old man smiled. Of course, that's only one of the reasons. The real reason is, do you still remember what I said when we first met? Mad God or nameless, it's up to you to decide who you want to be. Lu Chun stopped smiling. I remember, but I don't want to be Mad God or nameless. I'm me. The old man nodded. Along the way, I've seen your behavior. You're both good and evil. You have a selfish side, but you also have a selfless side, a vicious side, and a forgiving side. Maybe this is the real human. Isn't this the form of existence that coincides with the heavenly Tao? Lu Chen frowned. Old man, what you're saying is too profound. The old man smiled. You're still too inexperienced, so of course you don't understand. Maybe you'll understand in the future. Anyway, the reason why I saved you is to see how far you can go. 9 heavens. How many heavens can you go? Lu Chun frowned slightly. Even if I can't defeat the heavens boss, doesn't that mean I can go to the higher heavens? The old man hesitated. I'm just an itinerant immortal. If I fail to become an immortal, I'll either disband or become an itinerant immortal. I'm tired of starting from the heavens, so I chose to become an itinerant immortal. Since you're an itinerant immortal, you'll be restricted in some way. That's why I can't reveal some things to you in advance. Lu Chun listened carefully. Take the players on Earth, for example. Even if they reach the 3rd heaven, do you think they can survive in the 3rd heaven with their current strength? Lu Chun shook his head. With their current strength, it would be difficult for them to survive in the 2nd heaven. They had to quickly increase their strength. That's the reason. Even if they have the chance to go to the 4th heaven, do you think they'll go? They won't. The old man nodded. That's right. With their current strength, it's impossible for them to go to the 4th heaven. Moreover, each heavenly domain is a heavenly domain, and each heavenly domain after that will be much harder than you can imagine. Lu Chen finally understood the old man's meaning. In short, the higher you go, the more difficult it is. The strength required is also more terrifying. That's right. Old man, you said you need to follow some kind of restriction. Then wouldn't you be breaking the rules of the game by saving me? The old man was calm. That's right. And it's against the wishes of the senior immortal and the heavenly Tao. So, I might not be able to help you for a long time. Lu Chen's heart sank. In order to save him, the old man had to accept some kind of punishment. At this moment, Lu Chen received a system notification. Activate the unrewarded optional mission, Save Mu Xian. Mission description. Itinerant immortal Mu Xian broke the rules to save you. He will be imprisoned in the Heaven's Punishment Tower 9th floor. Mission content. Break through the Heaven's Punishment Tower and save Mu Xian. Lu Chen slightly narrowed his eyes and looked up at the old man. Heaven's Punishment Tower, where is it? The old man was stunned for a moment. But then he understood that this kid already knew. You received the mission? The Heaven's Punishment Tower is in the 3rd heaven. Lu Chen took a deep breath. Okay, wait for me. The old man smiled and did not speak nonsense. He raised his teacup and looked at Lu Chen with a smile. Okay, this old man will wait for you. Receive the mission, Save Mu Xian. Lu Chen's mission tab had an additional mission. After drinking 3 cups, he obtained 150 spiritual energy. But the old man's teapot did not seem to have much immortal dew left. Mu Xian stood up and was about to leave when he suddenly thought of something. Oh right, Heavenly Might chess game. Heavenly Punishment actually has a mission reward. Oh? This what reward? The old man looked at Rhubarb. Lu Chen immediately understood. Rhubarb definitely knew. That's not right. I didn't complete the mission either, Lu Chen said in surprise. Tisk, of course you couldn't complete it. Didn't I help you complete it? The old man smiled and shook his head. That works too. What's wrong with that? My main account is just carrying a side account to complete the mission. But you're an NPC. The old man smiled and shook his head, not continuing to explain. Okay, I should go. You'll have to rely on yourself in the future. With that, the old man's figure blurred and disappeared in front of Lu Chen. Lu Chen let out a long sigh. Although the Heavenly Might chess game this time was considered a punishment beyond his level, Lu Chen still felt that he was not strong enough. In front of the Heavenly Might twin dragons, he could only be beaten up. Okay, looks like I have to keep getting stronger. Only then can I break through the Heaven's Punishment Tower. Rhubarb, don't just stand there. Hurry up and find the treasure. Chapter 383. Rhubarb stood up lazily and used his body to nudge the stone platform. The stone platform that was originally as solid as a rock actually shook a little. Could it be that the stone platform was shaken by the fight just now? Lu Chen quickly got up and moved the stone platform.
There was a secret door under the stone platform.
Lu Chen pulled it open, and there was a dazzling gold chest lying inside.
Damn.
There's a dazzling gold chest? Lu Chen was stunned. He quickly carried the chest out. Lu Chen sat on the ground and rubbed his hands. I love opening chests the most. Bless me, bless me. There will be a few more top-grade items. He opened the chest. Congratulations, you have obtained the Advanced Tier 3 Array, Heaven's Might 4 Kills Array, Heaven's Might Chess Array, Advanced Earth Tier Heaven's Might Technique. The Heaven's Might Chess Array has 300 chess souls. It can use 4 types of Advanced Tier 3 arrays to attack the target within the array. Heaven's Might 4 Kills Array, Heaven's Might Killing Array, Close Combat Attack, Physical Attack, Heaven's Might Arrow Killing Array, Long Range Attack, Physical Attack, Heaven's Might Rock Killing Array, Earth Elemental Attack, Elemental Attack, Heaven's Might Sky Killing Array, Heaven's Might Attack. Learning Requirement 1. Agility greater than 9,000, Spiritual Force greater than 11,000. Learning Requirement 2. Unlocking the Level 2 Heavens Purgatory difficulty or Level 3 Heavens in your server. When Lu Chen saw the array, he was so shocked that his face turned pale. Fuck, it's actually an Advanced Tier 3 array. This is equivalent to an Advanced Earth Tier technique. And it's 1 against 4? What kind of awesome array is this? Lu Chen did not encounter many Talisman Masters. This was not because Talisman Masters were weak. On the contrary, it was because Talisman Masters were too strong. They were so strong that they leveled up slower than other professions. How strong were Talisman Masters? Currently, there were only 3 types of techniques for other professions: Yellow, Mystic, and Earth Tier. Talisman Masters were ranked according to Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 to correspond to these 3 types of techniques. However, if other professions encountered a Talisman Master of the same level, once they entered the array, their chances of winning were extremely low. Poison Masters are difficult to deal with, and one has to be careful when fighting with them. However, when it comes to Talisman Masters, especially those who specialize in formations, it is best to avoid fighting with them as much as possible. If you insist on fighting with them, you probably won't be able to defeat them. If they set up a formation to trap you, you would have to face not only a terrifying formation, but also a powerful Talisman Master. The difficulty would be equivalent to 1 against 2, 1 against 3, 1 against 4. Therefore, if one really wanted to fight with a Talisman Master, it would be best not to enter his array. However, it was very difficult to do so. Due to the frightening power of magic arrays, As long as there were magic arrays that could be used by all classes in the auction house, they would basically be insta-killed. However, the chances of finding formations in the wild were still too low. The best way to learn high-level formations was to be a professional formation master. Of course, the strength of a formation master was largely dependent on the strength of the formation he used. At present, the number of talisman masters who could learn rank 3 Earth-level formations could be counted on one's fingers. However, Lu Chun directly obtained a super formation that could use 4 rank 3 advanced formations. This Heaven's Might 4 Kills formation is definitely the strongest rank 3 advanced formations, Lu Chun said excitedly. For other professions, it was very difficult to have agility greater than 8,000 and spiritual energy greater than 11,000. Even for spiritual and agility formation masters as their main attributes, they would need to reach a very high level and cultivate for a very long time before they could learn it. However, for Lu Chun, this was not a problem at all. His 4-dimensional development was balanced, and all of them far exceeded the average. This restriction was completely useless to him. The only condition that was not met was that the server Lu Chun was on had not opened the purgatory difficulty. Damn. I have to open the purgatory difficulty now. Lu Chun carefully kept this treasure. Although he might not be able to use it now, in the near future, this formation would surpass the Heaven and Earth 8 Desolations and 3,000 Body Blink Slash and become Lu Chun's strongest trump card. He had already explored the Immortal Trail Forest. Although Lu Chun did not complete the Heaven's Might Chess Games mission and did not receive Senior Immortal Ling Tian's gift, he received something even better. The Heaven's Might 4 Kills formation should be a reward that could only be obtained after completing the Divine Demon Heavenly Punishment mission. The quality was definitely better than Senior Immortal Ling Tian's gift. It actually had to wait until the purgatory difficulty or the third heaven was open before it could be used. From this, it could be inferred that this reward should not appear at this stage. Rhubarb made a contribution again. Lu Chun hugged Rhubarb. Ha ha ha, awesome. Rhubarb, I realize that you are the real treasure. You especially helped me find treasure chests. Rhubarb was elated by Lu Chun's praise. It did not even recognize its own family as it walked. Humph. When those divine beasts see it in the future, they will have to treat it with respect. It's true that one is bound to have good fortune after surviving a great disaster. Good. This trip was not in vain. Lu Chun was in a good mood. Oh right, there's still a divine herbalist valley up ahead. Let's go take a look. Right now, I have to work hard to improve my strength so that I can save Mu Xian in the future. I can't miss out on these places. Rhubarb, follow me. If there are any treasure chests, tell me. Humming a little tune, Lu Chun led Rhubarb happily on the road to Divine Herbalist Valley. Lu Chun happily went to the next stop. However, in the second heaven, there were countless people who were shocked by the battle in the Immortal Trail Forest. My God, the Immortal Trail Peak was almost razed to the ground. Is this still a battle between humans? Why did those 2 giant dragons suddenly disappear? Nameless couldn't have survived, right? That's impossible. That kind of attack is beyond our imagination. I think someone from the upper heaven must have come down. It's said that after the upper heaven's attack, one would return to the starting point. That Nameless couldn't have really become a level 1, right? Jior was standing there in a daze, looking at the Immortal Trail Peak from afar. Ninth sister.
Don't think about it.
He can't possibly survive the attack of the Heavenly Might Twin Dragons. That's not a skill that should exist in this layer of heaven. Jior's eyes were slightly red, and she seemed to have lost her soul. But why would someone from the upper heaven come down? What did he do? Why are they treating him like this? Lu Chun did nothing. He was seriously trying to solve the Heavenly Might chess game. The reason why he was attacked by the upper heaven was because he had 2 types of Heavenly Might. Moreover, it wasn't someone from the upper heaven who came down personally. They only left behind the Heavenly Might chess game in an attempt to kill Lu Chun. Of course, no one else knew about this. Xiao Tian sighed. Ninth sister, let's go. We still have a long way to go. We can't stop for him. Otherwise, the family... Yeah, some people are just passers-by in our lives. We don't have time to stop for them. Ninth sister, Don't forget what we have to face in the future. Jiwoo closed her eyes in pain. She felt wronged and heartbroken for Lu Chen, but Brother Tion's words constantly reminded her that their Wood Manor had more important things to do. That's right. Ninth sister, I know that Nameless came from a world called Earth. He has a close relationship with a guild called Frenzy. Let's keep his equipment for them, Chi said. When he returns to the second heaven, he should be able to use it. Jiwoo's heart ached even more. Starting from the first heaven? Leveling up might be faster, but they all knew that many important opportunities in the Jiutian were one-off. Earth had already reached the second heaven, which meant that billions of people had already swept through the first heaven. He could no longer grow to become nameless. If he became an ordinary person, then there might not be any more interactions between them. Is our fate really going to end here? Job-er lowered her head, her heart aching. Chapter 384. When Wood Manor's people came to Earth Village and found Quang Lang, the atmosphere was very heavy. Jiu-er gave all the equipment she had picked up to Lung Nua. If he can make a comeback, give these to him. Jiu-er's eyes turned red as she spoke. Lung Nua didn't feel good either. She nodded heavily. I believe that even if he had to start all over again, he would still become the strongest. He did so much for us, but in the end, I'm sorry. I lost my composure. Jiu-er nodded. She could understand this feeling. After thinking for a while, she took out a voice transmission talisman from her bag and gave it to Lung Luo. This is my personal voice transmission talisman. If you encounter any difficulties in the future, you can come and find me. If I can help, I will. Thank you. Xiao Tian sighed. Sigh, such a talented person. He's gone just like that. My condolences. Ba Men shook his head. I used to envy him. You could even say that I was jealous. But who knows the loneliness of standing at the peak? Who knows how much he went through to become the strongest? This is 10,000 gold coins. It's a small token of our appreciation. If you know where he is, please help us pass it to him. This way, he won't lack money until he reaches level 50. Lung Nua trembled as she received the money. Ing Jun walked over and said to Lung Nua, let's not tell Yi about this for now. They are very good friends. I'm afraid that Yi won't be able to take this blow. Ing Jun knew that Lu Yi was Lu Chen's sister. After Li Muhua talked to him, he could only say that they were friends. Lu Yi was still leveling up outside. With such a strong brother, she had always been working hard. I know, but I'm afraid that paper can't hide the fire. This matter will soon be known by everyone. If we can hide it for a while, it'll be a while. Ing Jun sighed. Xing Chen also walked over. I've already sent people to the first heaven to see if we can find him. Ning Shuang shook her head in a daze. Master from such a high position suddenly has no one to rely on. I think with his personality, he won't let us find him. Master. Ning Shuang's eyes turned red. I will wait for you. As expected, news of this incident spread. After all, it was not only the people of Woodland Mansion who knew about the strength of the twin dragons of Heaven's Might. Some parties with powerful backgrounds also guessed that Nameless might have been reduced back to 1 level. The global village was in an uproar. Did you guys hear? Nameless has been knocked back to level 1. I heard about it. Is it true? Oh my god, it can't be. Nameless bro is so strong. Didn't you see the commotion in the Immortal Trail Forest? Holy shit, it's earth-shattering. The second heaven player who led our group said that no one in the second heaven could survive such a technique. Brother Nameless is no exception. Sigh, it's such a pity. Nameless bro has always taken good care of us. It's all thanks to him that we have the money to buy medicine now. Yeah, Nameless bro is the pride of our Earth server. But now, sigh, I'll go take a look at Wild Waves and see what I can do for them. A group of high-level players suddenly appeared in the newbie villages of the First Heaven. They were all asking if there were any newcomers recently. There were definitely newcomers, but no one had seen Nameless bro before. The legendary Hua Xia war god Nameless seemed to have been erased from Jiutian. Lu Chen did not know what he had seen, but he kept sneezing today. Moreover, Louis had just called him and asked him some weird questions, and Li Muhua had also called him. Chen, how many drinks do you want a night?
Wise.
Sigh, it's nothing. Who hasn't experienced it a few times, right? Just don't keep it to yourself. Lu Chun blinked his eyes. Why did this guy's tone sound so similar to Lu Yi's? No matter what you become, we'll always be brothers. Damn, wasn't that Lu Yi's original words? Lu Yi was right. Brother, no matter what you become, you'll always be my brother. Lu Chun was dumbfounded. I don't want to drink, I still want to play games. I'm relieved to hear you say that. At least you didn't give up. Lu Chen's face was full of question marks. Why would I give up? Oh, right, there's a super beauty today. Damn, she's so beautiful, like a fairy. She ran over and said that she owed you a lot of equipment. She gave them all to Nua and asked you to come and get them later. Is she called Jo Air? You guessed it right away. Looks like you guys really have something going on. Not bad, kid. You won't even let go of an alien. You have a strong taste. In order to ease Lu Chen's depressed mood, Li Muhua purposely said something happy. What nonsense are you talking about? I've only met her a few times. Sigh, anyway, she didn't even look at me. She said that she was waiting for you to come and get the equipment. I can't use those equipment now. Finally, they reached the main point. Lu Chen had indeed become level 1, so he couldn't wear these high-level equipment. Li Muhua felt that it was a pity, but he couldn't show it. That would only make Lu Chen sadder. A cough. Well, it's okay. Bon Nua said that she'll wait for you. These equipment will always be kept until you can use them. Brother, I won't say anything else. I believe that you're a resilient guy. Good luck. Lu Chen was dumbfounded. What was this about? The people around felt that something was wrong. Forget it, they didn't have much time to be normal anyway.
He was used to it.
After hanging up the phone, Lu Chen didn't know that the outside world had spread the news that Nameless had reincarnated. There was a benefit in not knowing it wouldn't affect his mood. This is Divine Herbalist Valley. Divine Herbalist Valley was rich in pills, but Lu Chen didn't learn alchemy, so he didn't pick the herbs when he saw so many. After walking for a short distance, Lu Chen saw a herbalist standing not far away, bending over to take care of the herb garden. The old man also noticed that someone was approaching. He stood up straight and looked at Lu Chen. Someone actually came to Divine Herbalist Valley. Lu Chen walked over. Hello, old man. Hello, young man. Do you have a mission here? Lu Chen went straight to the point. Seeing an NPC in a deserted area, Lu Chen's first reaction was to ask for a mission. A mission? If you have time, you can do me a small favor. Activated opportunity mission, Yao Lao's troubles. Mission description. 300 years ago, an unknown creature appeared in the herb garden. It often stole the herbs that Yao Lao cultivated, which made Yao Lao very troubled. Mission content. Capture biting rat. Mission reward. A number of immortal pills. Lu Chen was very touched. He finally received a mission that seemed normal. The reward was an immortal pill. It was not bad, and the mission was not difficult. It was very cost-effective. Accept the mission. Chapter 385. This kind of mission was not difficult for Lu Chen at all. He got Xiaomin to turn invisible and squat beside the herb field. Coupled with his eyesight, if a biting rat appeared, it would not be able to escape his eyes. He never expected that he would be squatting for an entire day. Fuck, that medicine master must be kidding me. He's not coming out for an entire day? Lu Chen almost broke down. It was already 11 or 12 o'clock, and he did nothing but stand beside the herb field in a daze. No, I still need the immortal pill. Let's wait a little longer. For 2 consecutive days, Lu Chen squatted in solitude. Fuck, I'm really going to break down. I've already waited for 2 days. It's a pity to give up now. Lu Chen decided to cultivate by the side while tidying up his backpack and looking at his attributes. Lu Chen's materials and equipment were all thrown away in Freedom City. His backpack was now very clean. However, Lu Chen had not fused with a new bloodline for a long time.
It was not that he did not want to.
Radiant Moon werewolves were of the werewolf bloodline. It was fine if he could not fuse with a new bloodline, but he had killed many abyssal evil dragons in 100 lives and deaths. However, the number of bloodlines was limited by the stars. Unless he could advance to 1 star, he would not be able to fuse with more bloodlines. 1 star required 10 small stages to advance. Currently, Lu Qin was only 3 small stages away from rising in stars. What kind of lousy mission is this? I've wasted so many days. If I had the time, I might as well go farming. Xiaomin, help me keep watch. I'm going to sleep. Just after midnight, Lu Chen, who was sound asleep, felt someone calling him softly. He slowly woke up. Boss, the biting rat has appeared. Lu Chen looked at the herb field in a daze. Under the moonlight, a golden figure flashed quickly in the herb field. Upon closer inspection, that golden figure was a little thing that looked like a gopher. At this moment, it was gorging itself on the herb field, gnawing here and there. It's finally appeared, Lu Chen said as if a heavy burden had been lifted off his shoulders. The mission only required them to capture the target, so it didn't matter if the target was dead or alive. The little thing was very cute. It had golden fur all over its body and looked like a thief. From time to time, it would stand up on its hind legs and look around vigilantly with its small eyes. This fellow was also very smart. Yao Lao had set up many traps in the medicinal field, but it had never stepped on any of them. According to the description of the mission, it was still at large for 300 years. Sure enough, he was a habitual criminal with rich experience. However, what the little fellow did not expect was that an invisible person was hovering above it. Spider web entanglement. Lu Qin seized the opportunity and suddenly attacked. Although entanglement of spider silk was an unorthodox skill, it was perfect for catching rats. A ball of white spider silk quickly wrapped around the little fellow, and no matter how it struggled, it couldn't break free. At this moment, Lu Qin finally relaxed and revealed himself. He walked over with a chuckle. Hee hee, you can't run away, right? Who told you to steal?
I've caught you.
The little fellow's small eyes looked at Lu Chen in fear. Seeing him walk over, it became more and more frightened, and it kept squeaking. Don't worry, I don't plan to kill you. I just want to catch you to complete the mission. Lu Chen had a smug smile on his face. He was about to bend down to catch Biting Rat. Suddenly, Biting Rat's 2 small claws grabbed the spider silk and stuffed it into its mouth. In a few bites, it finished the spider silk.
Fuck.
Is this for real? It ate my skill. Lu Chen couldn't believe his eyes. Not good, it's running. Entanglement. Another ball of spider silk shot out, but this time, a murderous intent flashed in Biting Rat's eyes. In the blink of an eye, Biting Rat, which could have been held up with one hand, grew to a height of 40 to 50 meters in front of Biting Rat. Lu Chen became a small blacked.
Fuck.
What the hell? Lu Chen was stunned. Fuck, this mission is another trap. This guy is so big. Biting Rat pounced at Lu Chen. Lu Chen hurriedly put away his relaxed attitude. It seemed that if he didn't get serious, he might not be able to beat this guy. War God Possession. Demon Transformation. Doppelganger. Biting Rat slapped one of the doppelgangers with its claws. Minus 660,000. Lu Chen gasped. Are you kidding me? Why is the damage so high? Lu Chen hurriedly had his doppelganger split again, and he took the opportunity to activate his skill. Earth-splitting chasm. Earth fire lava. Although Biting Rat's body was huge, its movement speed was not slow at all. It dodged both skills, and it had already found Lu Chen's real body. It rushed right beside him. 7 stars chasing the moon. Tiger's roar. Lightless Skyfire Pillar. Lightless Skyfire Pillar finally hit Biting Rat and stunned it for a short time. Minus 60,000. Its spiritual defense was so high. This was the Skyfire Pillar that Lu Chen had used after activating Tiger's Roar. His spiritual attack was now over 260,000, but he had only managed to deal a fraction of that damage. There was no resistance. It was immune to the stun effect. In other words, Biting Rat relied on its spiritual defense to resist Lu Chen's lightless Skyfire Pillar. Debuff. Stun for 0. 5 seconds. Now's the time. It was this short stun. Lu Chen did not dare to waste it. He led his doppelgangers and used Shadow Flash, instantly appearing in front of Biting Rat. Biting Rat still did not know how powerful Lu Chen was. It would not end well if he got close to it. Just as it was about to attack Lu Chen again, his doppelganger stunned it. Rapid attack. Tiger descends the mountain. Rapid attack.
Put it to death.
Don't let it escape. Biting Rat's HP was as high as 1 billion. At the same time, it had high stun resistance. In order to prevent the stun from being interrupted, Lu Chen spawned 5 demonic doppelgangers. The demonic doppelgangers created doppelgangers again, and the doppelgangers attacked Biting Rat madly. Minus 210,000. Immune. Minus 190,000. Immune. Minus 200,000. Immune. It was immune to poison attacks. Fortunately, Lu Chen's physical attacks were still effective. Under the combined attacks of his doppelgangers, Biting Rat's 1 billion HP dropped rapidly. A few minutes later, the giant Biting Rat's HP was almost empty. Its body suddenly shrank rapidly, turning into a small gopher and escaping through the herbs. Trying to run? I'm sorry, but my eyesight is especially sensitive to moving objects like you. You can't run. 7 stars chasing the moon, spider web entanglement. Lu Chen's skill accurately hit its target, and the little guy was trapped again. It tried to eat the spider web, but this time, Lu Chen would not give it a chance to escape. He grabbed Biting Rat. I told you can't run, but you didn't believe me. Come, follow me to turn in the quest. After tying Biting Rat up with spider web, Lu Chen carried Biting Rat to Yao Lao. You actually caught this guy? And you even caught it alive? Yao Lao looked at Lu Chen in disbelief. It didn't grow bigger? Lu Chen smiled. Of course it did, but I still caught it. Ding. Quest, Yao Lao's Troubles, has been completed. Obtain 10 Spirit Ancestor Pills. Obtain 10 Body Honing Pills. Obtained Special Pet, God-Slaying Rat 1 and only. God-Slaying Rat can devour any object of the 5 elements, such as the ground, continuous fire, poisonous fog, and other skills. Biting Rat's growth depends on continuous devouring. This pet was quite interesting. It could level up by devouring items. Just as Lu Chen was about to speak, Yao Lao suddenly spoke. Young man, you have to think carefully about whether or not you want to bring this little guy out of Divine Herbalist Valley. It's not that strong. Why are you so nervous? Lu Chen asked curiously. Because Yao Lao's expression was serious. It's the only one in Jiutian that doesn't have a level restriction. As long as it has enough food, it can continue to grow stronger. It can even become so strong that it can devour a planet, a galaxy, or even the entire Jiutian. Lu Chen was shocked. Why is it so strong? Yao Lao smiled.
Why?
Actually, its real name isn't Biting Rat. Its real name should be Sky-Devouring Rat. Chapter 386. Lu Chen looked at the little fella in his hand. Looking at Lu Chen's expression, it was very scared. Big brother, it's the God-Slaying Rat. It's the Heaven-Devouring Rat. You don't have to act cute in front of me. I can't take it. The little fella had quite a lot of nicknames. Lu Chen decided to call it Furball in the future. It was impossible not to bring Furball out. Future matters could be dealt with later. The Divine Herbalist Valley mission was completed. The rewards were very generous. The Immortal Spirit Pills and Body Tempering Pills could add a total of 10,000 four-dimensional points. Even Lu Chen felt that it was very impressive. Not to mention the addition of Furball. This fella was very special. It seemed to be able to eat anything. In any case, it was easier to raise than a divine beast. Before leaving Divine Herbalist Valley, Lu Chen did not forget to ask around. Oh, right, old Yao, I want to ask, do you know Master Spiritual Martial Apothecary? Master Spiritual Martial Apothecary? Who doesn't know this? Why, young man, are you asking about him? The old man asked curiously. Oh, it's nothing. A friend of mine in First Heaven wants to meet him. Lu Chun did not elaborate on his purpose. He will only appear in the current Purgatory game server. If you want to meet him, you must first find the Mountain Man. Unfortunately, I don't know where the Mountain Man is. The old man explained patiently. Lu Chun nodded. All right, since the old man did not know, it was better to find the Mountain Man in the future. After leaving Divine Herbalist Valley, Lu Chun went directly to the Azura Field. The Azura Field was even more deserted than the arena. There was only a small house here. An old man sat at the door, looking at Lu Chun with a strange gaze. When Lu Chun approached, the old man spoke first. Are you passing by, or are you here to sign up? I'm here to sign up, Lu Chun said. Finally, someone has come to sign up. I thought that I would have to wait a few months for someone to come. Lu Chun smiled. Why has no one come to this server before? There was, but that was a long time ago. Lu Chun frowned slightly. How long had the second layer of heaven been open for? The old man seemed to be particularly enthusiastic. By the way, young man, let me tell you about the Azura Arena's competition system and the battle rules in the Azura Arena. Lu Chun listened attentively. The rules of the competition are very simple. After 1,000 players register at the same time, an Azura field will automatically open. In the Azura field, players will not have any teammates and will fight against 999 opponents. To enter the Azura Arena, one must activate all senses of pain. If one dies, one will be directly eliminated. In the end, only one person will be selected and obtain the qualifications to enter the demonic beast forest. In the Shiraba, players are not allowed to wear any equipment. Recovery-type pills are not allowed. Lu Chun shook his head.
Ah?
Not wearing any equipment? Yes, you can't wear any equipment. Lu Chun nodded. Since everyone was the same, he didn't mind. As for the rules of the competition, it's even simpler. That is, there is no kneeling. The old man smiled and said to Lu Chun, you can choose to temporarily form an alliance with others or scheme against your teammates. There are no restrictions. In here, there is no moral condemnation and no onlookers. Everyone's ultimate goal is to be the only survivor. Lu Chun nodded. Okay, I understand. Let me see. There are about 8 fields here. The largest number is 973 people. However, this group is very strong. There are 7 people who were once the only survivors. Ah, they have already passed the Azura field. Why did they come back? Is there a reward for winning the Azura field? Reward? The only reward is that you can enter the map behind. Sigh. They must be not strong enough and were chased away by the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Lu Chun was surprised. Old man, what is the Heart Refinement Courtyard? You don't even know the Heart Refinement Courtyard? Isn't your goal the Heart Refinement Courtyard? I'm here for the demonic beast forest. I want to obtain beast cores. Lu Chun said honestly. Beast cores? Raising divine beasts? Young man, let me tell you. Don't fight in the demonic beast forest. Go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first. There are daily missions there. It's much faster than fighting on your own. The old man rarely met someone who wanted to challenge him. He was especially attentive. The Heart Refinement Courtyard, you can think of it as the courtyard for all the geniuses in the second heaven. Here, you can learn the rare skills of various professions. There are also many benefits. Basically, all the top experts in the second heaven are gathered there. Lu Chun blinked. The old man's words contained a lot of information. Could it be that there were many batches in the second heaven? This could explain many of the problems he had encountered before. For example, why was the fastest time to clear the door of life and death so early? All right, Lu Chun had just reached the second heaven. He had only seen the tip of the iceberg in the 9 heavens domain. There were many things he had to explore in the future. Here, almost all the problems you encounter can be answered in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Of course, you have to pass the entrance examination of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. That examination is very difficult. You have to find a good mentor. Those people are all super strong. It's not something you can imagine. Oh, that's not right. I seem to have said too much.
First, you have to pass the Azura field.
Black lines appeared on Lu Chen's forehead. This heart refinement courtyard was quite something. All the students had to be seated contestants from the Azura arena. That wasn't enough. They had to go through another round of selection. In the end, wouldn't it be 1 in 100,000? What was even more frightening was that they seemed to have an extremely high elimination rate. Old man, then sign me up for the group with the most people. Hurry up and finish it. I'll go take a look. Young man, that group is very strong. Are you sure you want to sign up for that group? The old man said worriedly. I'll sign up for that group. It shouldn't take long. It's very fast. Then hurry up. Don't fill up the slots later. After signing up, Lu Chen sat opposite the old man and waited. Since he said it would be quick, he shouldn't have to wait too long. When there was no one around, the old man suddenly leaned over and said mysteriously to Lu Chen, "Young man, do you have an invisibility skill?" Lu Chen looked at the old man in surprise. "Why are you asking this?" "Hey, go in and become invisible. Listen to me. Is that okay?" "Of course. Without equipment, there are only a few people who can discover you. Even if they do, they might not have the time to find trouble with you." Lu Chen nodded thoughtfully. That seemed to make sense. Also, if you're really discovered, form an alliance with others. Do you know who to form an alliance with? Lu Chen never expected that the old man would teach him a strategy in private. What kind of people? Let's find that deadpan face. What's a dead face? It's the kind that usually doesn't have any expression. Based on my experience, those kinds of people are usually arrogant and have real skills. First suck up to them, then secretly. You know what I mean? Lu Chen nodded heavily. That was a good idea. Lastly, you must remember that lust can lead to a knife. Why do you say that? You don't even know that? Young man, why are you so stupid? The old man was anxious. Think about it. If everyone doesn't wear equipment, what do the beauties wear? Do you still need me to say it? Lu Chen thought about it and suddenly slapped his head. That's right. If everyone doesn't have equipment, wouldn't they be wearing primitive beginner equipment? It was still okay in the Hua Xia server. Female players still wore some, or else they wouldn't be able to pass the censors. However, it was said that the beauties from the Western server entered the game in bikinis. Would the extraterrestrials be even more exaggerated? At that moment, the old man received the news. He quickly patted Lu Chen's shoulder. Young man, it's your turn. Play well and try to be number 1. I'll work hard. Chapter 387. After entering the black hole portal, Lu Chen entered an open field. This place was completely different from the beautiful blue sky and green grass of the immortal slaughtering poison master. The sky was dark, and the wind was bone-chilling. Lu Chen was in a rectangular area. The ground was paved with green bricks made of an unknown material. It was very flat and clean. There were torches around it. Not far away, new people kept entering. Lu Chen noticed that the moment they entered, the first thing they did was take off their clothes. More accurately, they took off their equipment. Please take off all your equipment. The system sent a notification. Lu Chen suddenly remembered the old man's reminder. While there were not many people around, he hid in a corner. Xiao Min, turn invisible. Yes, boss. After turning invisible, Lu Chen took off his equipment. Not long after, Lu Chen was only wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and a pair of gray shorts. While invisible, Lu Chen secretly observed. He noticed that many players had already arrived. They were all dragging their equipment. Some players from other worlds were very different from Earth's players, but there were also many who looked almost exactly the same as Earth's players. For some reason, the girls who entered were all very beautiful, especially one who was called the #1 beauty of Water Planet. She was especially beautiful, only slightly inferior to Jiao. Water Planet was very big, so the girl was wearing very skimpy clothes. Damn, this isn't the lethality a bit too fierce? Lu Chen swallowed his saliva. This figure is perfect. After looking for a while, Lu Chen saw another beauty. Wow, the one over there has big breasts. And the one over there, those legs, TSK, 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 perfect. There are 30 seconds left before the start of the Azura arena. All contestants, please get ready. During the preparation time, some people were already looking for allies. However, Lu Qin used all his time to observe the threads on the lace of the beauty's underwear. He looked very carefully. Countdown to the Azura arena, 3, 2, 1. Begin. When the Azura arena began, the originally chaotic scene suddenly became different. 1 out of 1,000 people. This meant that there would be no real allies here. Even if they formed a temporary alliance, it would definitely disband. At this point, the 1,000 people had different reactions. Some people quickly formed alliances to eliminate nearby opponents, while others acted as spies and killed their allies. Some of them had already begun their massacre, while others had chosen to conserve their strength. Lu Qin was a little bored. Right now, no one knew that there was an invisible fellow hiding in a corner of the Azura arena. Wow, you're wearing such cool clothes to fight. Speaking of which, won't your clothes tear off? 10 minutes later, half of the people in the arena had been eliminated. The remaining people continued to fight with their wits and courage. Brother, our alliance is still very strong. Wait until the end, then we'll have a fair duel.
Good.
Just as he finished speaking, he used the myriad sword art to kill his ally. Are you that impatient? Nonsense, you're obviously stronger than me. How am I supposed to win a fair duel with you? Even if you kill me, you won't live for long.
Who said that?
I'm afraid you don't know that I've already found a teammate.
Die.
Hey, the 3-man alliance over there, let's kill those two together first. Straight Blade is a former survivor. Good. That's exactly what we were thinking.
Kill.
Some of the so-called survivors relied on their strength, but there were also some who relied on luck. Strength did not necessarily mean that they stood out among the crowd. However, Slash immediately used Blink Shadow and killed 3 of the 5 people surrounding him. So strong. Quick, retreat. The other 2 did not dare to continue fighting and hurriedly fled. After losing their alliance, their fates would not be too good. Halfway through their escape, they were killed by another person. Lu Chen's gaze was fixed on the beauty from Aquarius. That woman was actually a doctor who specialized in healing. Although it was difficult for doctors to kill people, it was not that easy for others to kill a doctor either. Her healing is amazing. She's actually able to last until now. Lu Chen shook his head and sighed. In the end, no one had any ideas about her. Anyway, she could not kill him, so he did not waste his energy trying to kill her. Although no one wanted to kill her, she seemed to be very nervous. While the 2 people beside her were fighting fiercely, she used a teleport to escape far away. She quickly found a place where there was no one to hide. But as luck would have it, she suddenly shifted and bumped into Lu Chen. Lu Chen was caught off guard and could not dodge in time. He was hit squarely. Aya? The woman had bumped into someone for no reason. Not only did their bodies collide, but she also fell onto something soft. After touching it carefully, she jumped up.
Ah.
There's a ghost. Lu Chen was still immersed in that collision. To be honest, it felt pretty good. It would be even better if he did it a few more times. Lu Chen was wondering if he should get to know this beauty when she suddenly raised her hand. The silly expression on her beautiful face disappeared and was replaced by a murderous look. Invisible? No, I can't let you last until the end. Otherwise, it'll be too troublesome. Gambler mental paralysis. Lu Chen cried out in his heart. Sure enough, there is a knife above the word lust. This woman has always appeared very weak, and she is also a harmless doctor. In the end, she was a dual practitioner of medicine and poison. In order to not let Lu Chen live, she finally revealed her true colors. Immune, immune, immune. Lu Chen was invisible, but the damage was still dealt. However, it was all blocked by his 100 poisons body. Not everyone could poison Lu Chen like the immortal slaughtering poison master.
What?
Poison immunity. The woman was shocked. Sure enough, a woman's heart is the most poisonous. Beauty, I wanted to ask you for a private voice transmission talisman to get to know you. Sigh. Lu Chun shook his head. You've already exposed your strength. Someone will come to kill you. I'll leave first. Sure enough, someone saw this scene. She's actually a poison master. She tricked me so badly. Kill her. She's too scheming. If we don't kill her, she'll be a threat. There's actually an invisible one here. That one seems to be more troublesome. Forget it. Let's kill one first. We can't kill the invisible one now. Let's wait for him to show himself. No matter how strong the woman was, she could not withstand being surrounded and killed in minutes. What a pity. Lu Chun felt heartache from afar. Half an hour later, the Azura Arena system announced. Number of players remaining: 5. The competition in the Azura Arena was extremely fierce. Of the previous 7 soul survivors, only 2 survived this time. The other 4 looked around and realized that one person seemed to be missing. It's that invisible guy. Let's stop fighting and kill the invisible one first. Otherwise, he might reap the benefits in the end. Yeah, I agree. That guy is too sinister. Didn't he take off all his equipment? Where did he learn this invisibility active skill? Don't worry about it. Kill him first. We'll fight last. At this moment, an ear-piercing yawn sounded out of place with the tension of these 4 people. Ah, so boring. The Azura Arena is really boring. The 4 of them broke out in cold sweat. The Azura Arena was known as the cruelest competition. That guy actually found it boring. Forget it. Anyway, I've been bored for half an hour. I'll play with you guys one last time. Otherwise, I'll really fall asleep. Just beside them, a figure slowly appeared. This person was wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and gray boxer shorts. He was not wearing shoes, and his leg hair was a little eye-catching. Lu Chun looked at these 4 1-in-1,000 experts and shook his head. To be precise, it's not me playing with you guys. It's them. Furball, Originator, I'll give you 20 seconds. With that, Lu Chun summoned his 2 battle pets. Chapter 388. Due to the fact that no equipment could be worn in the Shura field, in order to restrict spirit controllers and puppeteers, all of the bonuses that these 2 classes provided to their pets were cancelled in the Shura field. Furthermore, their battle pets' combat strength would decrease by 30%. However, that wasn't a problem for Lu Chun, who wasn't a spirit controller or a puppet master at all. However, the 2 pets were mocked by their opponents after they showed up. So, you're a spirit controller. Not bad. Classes with pets do have some advantages here. But the 2 pets you released? Humph. Are you kidding me? A radiant moon werewolf and a rat? You want them to finish us in 20 seconds? That's the funniest joke in the world. Ha 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 ha. I think you know that you can't hide yourself if the 4 of us work together. That's why you have to show up. You're making it sound so righteous. Your skin is thicker than the city wall. I don't think those 2 pieces of garbage can last more than 20 seconds. Lu Chun frowned. As a matter of fact, the Originator was quite special because it didn't have a fixed form. Lu Chun had asked it to assume the appearance of a radiant moon werewolf. The Originator, which was already gritting its teeth, became even more impatient after being mocked by those people. As for Harry Ball, it didn't look lethal before it transformed. It was standing next to the huge Originator and glaring at its opponents because it was despised. It still looked cute, but it was quite fierce. Lu Chun shook his head and heaved a sigh. After all, he wasn't a spirit controller, and he didn't seem to be able to control his pet's interests as well as a spirit controller could. Well, you seem to have angered my pets. You'd better be careful. I don't know what they'll do, Lu Chun kindly reminded them. Ha ha ha. Careful? Stop kidding. We'll kill your 2 garbage pets right now. Kid, remember what I said. You can rely on luck to make it to the top 10 in the Inferno field, but you can only rely on your strength if you want to be the 1 in 1,000. Kill them. The 4 of them lunged at him at the same time. As it turned out, it was easier to be beaten up if you were ugly. Little Originator's appearance was obviously much uglier than the adorable furballs, and it was also much bigger. In any case, the 4 of them unanimously decided to deal with this big guy first. Yuan's 3 million shields were consumed in less than 5 seconds. Radiant Moon werewolves have shields, but it's still trash. In front of experts like us, this kind of shield is nothing. Trash is trash. Even if you have a shield, you're still trash with a shield. Lu Qin shook his head. Sigh, little originator isn't toying with them, is he? He actually activated his shield to make them think he's strong? Judging from its origin, it is indeed different from ordinary puppets. It even has its own consciousness. The source had a shield made up of pure spiritual energy. When Lu Qin attacked the source's main body, it had a 30 million shield. After becoming Lu Qin's puppet, it became 3 million. However, Lu Qin knew very well that if Source was serious, he would not open his shield. Its main body was immune to physical and spiritual attacks in the first place, and it could absorb spiritual attacks. Obviously, it wanted to end the battle sooner, so that the enemies could attack its main body faster. However, Little Originator had deliberately activated his shield to make them think that he was weak. He was obviously toying with them. Hey, Little Originator, 20 seconds. Stop toying with them. Lu Qin shook his head with a smile. Lu Qin turned his head and saw the little guy next to him. Furball was standing on 2 feet and watching the battle leisurely. As a matter of fact, Lu Qin seemed to see himself in Furball. His current state was just like Furball, leisurely watching the show from the sidelines. Damn it. You're a monster. Do you think it's not worth your time? Lu Qin was speechless. Fine, whatever. Anyway, if you can't finish the battle in 20 seconds, you're not allowed to fight for a month. You have 14 seconds left. Both Furball and Little Originator were nervous after hearing their boss's words. Not being allowed to fight for a month was humiliating for battle pets. Besides, their boss probably wouldn't feed Furball anymore. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Furball squeaked. Then, it quickly expanded to a height of 50 meters and lunged at the 4 people from behind. The 4 of them suddenly realized that there was a huge monster behind them, and they were shocked. What kind of battle pet is that? Why is it so huge? It's 50 meters tall. It's much stronger than the Radiant Moon werewolf.
Damn it.
It has 2 forms. Let's retreat. Right then, Little Originator also jumped at them. The 4 people were closer to Little Originator. They were under attack from both sides, but they were still able to calm down. Don't be scared. Let's work together to kill the werewolf and then the rats. Okay. Let's use our most powerful techniques. The 4 of them gathered their strength at the same time. 7 swords, 10,000 swords. 9 runes of truth, Lin, Bing, Do, Zhe, Jia, Zhan Lai, Qian, and Xing, attack together. Wind God's Kick, Iron Knight's Mountain Flattening. Formless Art, Fighting Buddha's Seal. The 4 people were Sword Spirit, Talisman Master, Combat Expert, and Fighting Buddha's Seal respectively. The techniques they used were all of high levels. Apart from the Heaven's Might technique, they were all top-level techniques. The Heaven's Might technique was indeed powerful. However, it was extremely rare, and not everyone had it. Even if one had a powerful body, he or she might not have the Heaven's Might technique. Secondly, those who had survived until then were definitely strong. Therefore, Lu Qin didn't rule out the possibility that they had the Heaven's Might technique. However, even if they did have the Heaven's Might technique, it would be their trump card. It seems that they still have something up their sleeves. I guess they were thinking that they would have to fight for the championship in the end. Lu Qin shook his head. Unfortunately, you won't have a chance to save your trump card. The 4 super powerful techniques hit Little Originator. Immunity, absorption, immunity, absorption, immunity, absorption, immunity, absorption. There was no exception. Not only was it immune, but it was also absorbing their powerful spiritual attacks. What's going on? Why is it immune? Why can it absorb our attacks? That's impossible. I've killed countless Radiant Moon werewolves. None of them have such a feature. Oh my god. My techniques didn't hurt it at all. Oh no, it's coming. Little Originator was no longer the same as before. Its spiritual attacks had soared. With a slap, he hit the pugilist with the most HP. minus 620,000. Instant kill. This group of strong players, without any equipment, had a pitiful amount of HP. It was rare for them to have more than 500,000 HP. 620,000 HP was enough to kill everyone except for Lu Chen. Instant kill. No, that's impossible. Aren't the pet's attributes lowered? How can it launch such a horrifying attack? It absorbed our attacks. Well, the pet is immune to all attacks and can absorb them. Isn't it invincible? Before they could figure out how to kill Little Originator, the big guy behind them had arrived.
Dodge.
The three of them all used displacement skills. Right when they were about to use displacement skills, Hairy Ball slapped the ground and stunned all three of them. Then it slapped them with its paw. Minus 410,000. Another one was killed. The two survivors were so shocked that their eyes almost popped out of their sockets. Well, this pet didn't absorb our attacks. Why is it still so powerful? Little Originator and Hairy Ball had made it clear that they would kill one of the remaining two with a single slap. They didn't even have a chance to see how strong Lu Chen was. They had only encountered one pet and one puppet, but all four of them had been killed. Hairy Ball shrank and Little Originator quieted down. The two of them looked back nervously. Lu Chen curled his lips. You made it in time. You're lucky. 18 seconds total. Chapter 389. Furball jumped into Little Originator's arms happily. Although Little Originator was expressionless, it still held Furball carefully. Why are you two so nice? My pets fight every day. If they were as nice as you two, I wouldn't be afraid to let them out to play, Lu Chen complained. Congratulations. You are the only survivor of the Shiraba. The gate to the monster forest has been opened. You can now go to the monster forest. In the middle of the arena, a black hole teleportation door opened. It was finally over. Lu Chen looked back at his surroundings. He was the only one left in the entire Azura field. Only one person could pass through the portal. Who would have thought that 999 people would die here, in every match? The only person who was qualified to enter the portal had to go through an even harsher test. Lu Chen felt that Jiutian was becoming more and more cruel. Little Originator, come back first. You're too big for me to carry. Furball, come here. Furball put away Little Originator, jumped onto Lu Chen's shoulder, and stepped into the portal with Lu Chen. The players on Earth were still immersed in the grief of losing Nameless. But life had to go on. Speaking of which, after learning about Nameless' death, representatives from various countries came to express their condolences, and some even donated money and equipment. The Huaxia people were fine, but they didn't know why other countries also followed suit. The busiest days were over. Lung Nua held a meeting of the core members of Wild Waves in the guild hall. I hope everyone remembers that no matter what level Nameless is, he will always be the leader of Wild Waves. Lung Nua didn't seem to be in a good mood. Yes, there's no doubt about that. Some people want us to impeach our leader. That's annoying. Our leader is our spiritual pillar. Not only can we not collapse, but we also have to work harder. Only in this way can we push our leader to the top again when he returns to level 2. Yes, we have to work harder. The meeting soon reached a consensus. After losing that man, the members of Wild Waves were more united, and they were more eager to become stronger. Back then, when Lung Nua had chosen her team members, the first thing she had considered was their character. Now her choice had come into play. They did not add insult to injury. Instead, they were waiting for Nameless to return. Right now, the team that the Great Wall has arranged for us is the strongest team at the Second Heaven. We have to make good use of this and quickly level up. In addition, we also have a level advantage. We need to maintain this advantage and even expand it. For the better development of the guild and to deal with the harsher external environment, we need to refine the functions of the guild. Stardust, Game Black Hole, and Third Brother Boys will be in charge of the leveling department. Handsome Bro and Easy Bro will be in charge of the combat department. E and Ningxuang will be in charge of the foreign affairs department. Fragrant Flower will be in charge of the commerce department. Wild Waves was perfecting the guild system. At the same time, guilds all over the world were also working hard to perfect their own system. Nameless death meant that the players on Earth would no longer have anyone to protect them. Mad Demon, that guy was a little unreliable. However, regardless of whether Mad Demon was reliable or not, there was nothing wrong with being strong. After seeing the Second Heaven and the other galaxy servers, the players on Earth had long understood that the game they were facing was far beyond the concept of a game. The official forces of various countries had also begun to officially surface and participate in various matters. Many guilds chose to merge and form a new alliance to strengthen their management. Lu Chun probably did not expect that his death would actually promote a stronger sense of crisis among the players all over the world. It was also triggering a guild revolution, promoting deeper cooperation between guilds and countries. What was even worse was that outside the Earth Village, the first thing that the newly formed Earth Alliance did was to ask a sculptor to erect a statue that was more than 10 meters tall at the entrance of the village. Needless to say, that statue was of Lu Chun. Under the statue, there were always players lighting candles with the words, "Earth War God Nameless, we will wait for your return." Fortunately, Lu Chun did not have time to care about the matters of the Earth Village. He was happily flying above the monster forest. Wow, there are so many monsters. This is a good place to farm beast cores and bloodlines. If it was not for the old man who asked him to go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first, Lu Chun felt that he could farm here until the end of time. I should go to the Heart Refinement Courtyard first. From what the old man said, it seems that the Heart Refinement Courtyard has a mission to farm the monster forest every day. Then I can farm materials and level up and receive mission rewards. Just thinking about it makes me feel good. After flying for a while, Lu Chun saw a huge blue and white building from afar. It was like a castle standing there. The building looked like it was embedded in the mountain and blended in perfectly with the surroundings. The back was against the mountain and surrounded by a large lake. Mist rose from the lake, making the Heart Refinement Courtyard look mysterious. You have entered the Heart Refinement Courtyard area. Flying is prohibited here. Please walk. No way, I have to walk so far? Lu Chun looked down at the ground. To walk to the Heart Refinement Courtyard, he had to pass through a large forest. He did not know how long it would take. However, since the old man requested it, Lu Chun could only give up on flying and find a place to land. Just as Lu Chun landed, 3 people walked out from the forest. There were 2 men and 1 woman. The 3 IDs were 2-star instructor, Red Dust, 1-star instructor, Bright Fireworks, and 1-star instructor, Jian Guxing. The 3 of them were dressed in clothes and did not have any equipment. "You're the newbie who passed the Shura field test this time?" The one who spoke was the 2-star instructor, Red Dust. Jian Guxing glanced at Lu Chun's equipment and shook his head. "Are you doing so poorly outside? How can someone like you pass the Shura field? The quality of the newbies this time is not good. This is probably a waste of time. Hurry up." Lu Chun was already mocked. He pretended not to hear and nodded.
Yes.
"May I ask, are you players or NPCs?" Hearing this question, the 3 of them looked at each other and smiled. Lu Chun did not understand. His question was very normal. He really did not understand what was so funny. Turning to look at Lu Chun, Red Dust stopped smiling at his companions. "To you, we are NPCs. Well, this is not a question you need to think about now. First, let's test your physical strength and spiritual strength. If you pass, we will give you an admission test." Lu Chun blinked. Red Dust took out 2 huge stones from his backpack. Lu Chun felt that the stones were very familiar. After thinking carefully, he realized that they were very similar to the low-level spiritual strength testing stone that he had smashed under the ground of Xiaoyuan's hometown. No, he had smashed a strength testing stone, which had high impurities and was harder to break. Bright Fireworks impatiently said to Lu Chun, "These 2 stones, one is a physical strength testing stone, and the other is a spiritual strength testing stone. They will only test your basic value. You can test them separately. In order to get your accurate data and avoid abnormal performance, We have the authority to lock your strength to 100% during the test. Lu Chen's eyes widened, and his face was full of horror. Lock my strength to 100%? What the hell is this? Chapter 390. Lu Chen asked cautiously, Instructors, may I ask what level this testing stone is? Bright fireworks raised his eyebrows and looked at Lu Chen with amusement. What level? What level does a newbie like you want? Of course, it's the lowest level.
Ah.
Lu Chen looked troubled. How about you three don't force me to use 100% of my strength? Why are you so wishy-washy? Everyone's testing 100%. What's there to worry about? Kid, hurry up and test it. The physical testing stone can test any number below 70,000 in 3 dimensions. The spiritual energy testing stone can test spirit pills below 7,000. The level of the testing stone has nothing to do with you. It has no effect on the results. Averting the mortal dust was also getting impatient. Lu Chen sighed. The physical testing stone could only measure 70,000 points, and the spiritual energy could only measure 7,000 points. 70,000 was already very high for normal players. Unless they encountered a great opportunity, it was impossible to reach such a number. But the problem was that under 100% strength, not including equipment, Lu Chen's physical body base value had reached 170,000, and his spiritual energy was even more terrifying, reaching 26,000. He had consumed 20,000 spiritual energy just by eating immortal pills. These 2 stones were simply not enough for Lu Chen to hit. I think you know that your results can't meet the requirements, so you're purposely delaying. Let me tell you, our Heart-Tempering Institute only recruits geniuses. No one can take advantage of the situation. You better hurry up. To enter our Heart-Tempering Institute, your 3D must be above 20,000 and your spiritual energy must be above 4,000. If you don't think you have the strength, then don't waste our time.
Can you hurry up?
Don't wait for our patience to run out. Lu Chen shook his head. Forget it, since they wanted to test it, then so be it. Standing in front of the physical testing stone, Lu Chen prepared to attack. The system has adjusted your strength ratio. This attack will be at full strength. Please maintain your body's tension to avoid injury. Lu Chen took a deep breath and stepped forward. Although the 3 instructors were dissatisfied with Lu Chen's hesitation, they still paid attention to the strength testing stone when it was time for the test. Hey, kid, aim for the middle area. If you miss, we won't be responsible for your results. Fireworks, record the results later. All right. Suddenly, Lu Chen threw a punch. The speed of this punch was extremely fast, leaving only the afterimage of the punch. However, the direction of the punch was very off, and it did not hit the central area at all. This is the result of not listening to advice. This position, in the end, will get at least a 30% discount. He will definitely be eliminated. However, a moment later, there was only a loud bang. For a moment, the 3 of them were in a state of chaos. Dust and sand flew everywhere, and countless rocks shot out in all directions. A ring of air formed by the explosion of the collision instantly spread out. The 3 mentor-level powerhouses were actually forced back by this aura ring. What is this? The 3 of them hurriedly stabilized themselves, their eyes filled with fear. No, that's impossible. What kind of power could produce such a terrifying aftershock? Look at the results. Looking at the physical strength testing stone again, there was no more physical strength testing stone. There was only a lonely figure, shaking his head helplessly. Sigh, I just arrived and already damaged the school's public property. I don't know if I should compensate. Test. Where's the strength testing stone? Could it be? No, impossible. This is impossible. I can't even break the strength testing stone. It broke? Impossible, absolutely impossible. This is simply not something a human can do. The strength testing stone ignores equipment effects. His basic attributes are over 70,000? This can't be real. Since he had finished testing his physical body, Lu Chen might as well test his spiritual energy as well. Seeing Lu Chen walking towards the spiritual energy testing stone, the three mentors' faces were filled with fear. He's going to test his spiritual energy. He shouldn't break it again, right? You guys come closer, the stone hurt a lot just now. Lu Chen did not prepare too much and threw a punch. Without any suspense, the spiritual energy testing stone broke. The aura ring exploded, and the three of them were directly sent flying. Fuck, his spiritual energy is also so strong. Fuck, this person is a devil. Crazy. What kind of monster is this? Both his physical body and spiritual energy have broken through the limits of the second layer of heaven. This fuck, why is he only worried about whether or not he should compensate? Can't he think about our feelings? After a few minutes, the three mentors tidied themselves up and returned in front of Lu Chen. Lu Chen patted the little furball on his shoulder. He seemed to have disturbed the little fella's sleep just now. After comforting the little furball, Lu Chen respectfully walked in front of the three mentors and said apologetically, "Mentors, I really did not do it on purpose. Is this stone very expensive? You should have considered this as normal wear and tear, right?" The corners of Bai Hong Chen's eyes twitched. "It is quite expensive, a few million gold coins. We also did not think that anyone would be able to break it. But you don't have to worry, you don't have to compensate." Lu Chen let out a sigh of relief. Although he had 200 million gold coins in his bag, he would still feel the pinch if he had to pay a few million for nothing. Then does that mean I passed? The three mentors' faces were a little unnatural. They just said that this guy was about to be eliminated, and in the blink of an eye, he had broken 2 strength testing stones. This was a slap in the face too quickly. Cough, cough, you passed, Bai Hongchen said. However, the strength testing stone only proves that your attributes are sufficient. It cannot test your actual combat ability. According to the rules, you still have to participate in our next test. Lu Chen nodded. What's the next test? You can see the forest behind us. I'm not blind. Of course I can see it. The three mentors did not dare to provoke this freak, so they could only pretend that they did not hear Lu Chen's words. Cough, cough. There's a rule in the heart-refining courtyard. The seniors have to welcome the newcomers. The way to welcome the newcomers is to personally check your strength. After saying that, Bai Hongchen took out 10 gems, 1 dark gold, 3 orange, and 6 purple gems, and handed them to Lu Chen. These are the gems for exchanging techniques. The dark gold, orange, and purple gems are for middle earth level, low earth level, and high black level gems respectively. 1,000 gems can be exchanged for a technique of the corresponding level. As the gems for exchanging are very rare, it is usually very difficult to obtain them. When the newcomers first enter Forest Protector, they will receive 10 gems at once. This is a very attractive amount of wealth. When you step into the forest with the other newcomers, you will face the crazy competition of the seniors. Our minimum requirement is that when you arrive at the heart-refining courtyard, you must have at least 1 gem in your hand. There is no limit to the color. In every battle, the opponent can only snatch 1 gem from you. The number of attacks you will receive will definitely be much higher than this number. This means that you must have the ability to avoid most of the attacks. Lu Chen had already understood the rules. He took the gems and placed them in his backpack. Mentor, are there any other newcomers? When I was in the Shura arena, the ticket seller said that the arena that I was the only one participating in was almost full. Do I have to wait for others? That's not right. There are many newcomers coming in every day. Why are you? Could it be? What is the difficulty of your Galaxy server? Bai Hongchen asked curiously. It's difficult. Difficult? Oh, no wonder. The difficulty of the Shura arena is very low. Don't worry, we will wait here for at most 2 hours. When we have 100 people, we will inform you. Remember, this is entrance 312. Okay, thank you, Mentor. The 3 of them suddenly felt the pressure. They could not stay here any longer. The 3 of them called out their mounts and left. Lu Chen found a piece of grass and sat there. Xiaomin, I am going to take a nap. Help me keep an eye on things. Let me know if there is any news. Furball, don't run around. Don't bite that tree. We can't destroy public property anymore. Lu Chen looked at the 10 gems in his hand. These were for exchanging high-level techniques? I hope I can get a useful technique. Chapter 391. Boss, wake up. Lu Chen woke up in a daze. Xiaomin, has it started? Yes, someone just announced with a loud voice that newbies can enter the forest from entrance 312. Lu Chen woke up and saw Furball sleeping in his arms. He smiled. You're sleeping because you're not allowed to eat, right? Little thing. Go back to the beast pen and sleep. Lu Chen carefully put Furball away and entered the forest alone. In the forest, there were towering trees that covered the sky. There were no wild beasts here, so Lu Chen walked in the direction of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The Heart Refinement Courtyard seems very strong. Those instructors don't seem like NPCs. I wonder what kind of people they are. Lu Chen didn't have anyone to guide him, so he had to rely on himself to figure things out. However, Lu Chen didn't care. After all, he was here to get the cultivation technique. The highest level here is a medium earth level cultivation technique. I wonder if there are any stronger ones, Lu Chen muttered to himself as he walked in the forest. At that moment, 5 people suddenly jumped down from the trees beside him and stood in front of Lu Chen, blocking his path. The 5 of them looked at Lu Chen with smiles on their faces. There's indeed an idiot who chose to walk this path. This kid should have dark gold gems on him. Kid, it's your bad luck to meet us. Be smart and take out 5 gems. 1 dark gold, 3 orange, and 1 purple. That way, we won't hurt you. Lu Chen looked at the 5 people opposite him. Hey, do you guys form a team to rob newbies? Robbing 5 gems at once? That's too evil. Evil? We're just telling you in advance that the Heart Refinement Courtyard is a cruel place. How can you not understand our good intentions? Newbie, you have to respect us. Maybe we'll be happy and greet the brothers behind us and leave you a gem. Lu Chen shook his head and said disdainfully, Unfortunately, you guys aren't worthy of my respect. As seniors, you still want to team up? The 5 of you are a disgrace to the seniors. Boy, don't refuse a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. We've seen many arrogant people. Unfortunately, you seem to have forgotten that those who can enter the heart-tempering courtyard are all geniuses. No matter how great you are in the outside world, you must know your place here. We gave you face, but you don't want it. Brothers, take care of this brat. Don't waste your breath on him. Get him. The 5 of them rushed towards Lu Chen at the same time. Lu Chen snorted coldly.
I'm sorry.
To be honest, I think there are too few of you. He didn't want to use low-level skills anymore. These people had some tricks up their sleeves, and fighting them back and forth was too troublesome. He immediately used his killing move. 3,000 body flash slash. Leaving behind an illusion, Lu Chen's real body disappeared. He quickly jumped between the 5 people and unleashed a total of 11 3-hit combo attacks. Even if Lu Chen did not activate poison attack, just the 3 combo hits from his normal attack state, each critical hit dealing at least 1,100,000 damage. Once it tripled, the damage would increase by another 300,000. This group of people was obviously not like Sunset Eternal, who had dual professions. They were instantly killed. When Lu Chen's real body appeared behind the 5 people, the battle had already ended in an instant. After being killed, the 5 people each had 1 HP left. They looked at Lu Chen in horror, their faces full of disbelief. He didn't even have time to use any cultivation technique, and he didn't even have time to display his strength before he was killed. Why is your damage so high? Who the hell are you? Your skill just now was Middle Earth rank. What kind of damage is that? Why is the critical hit so high? You're specially recruited? Lu Chen curled his lips and was too lazy to explain. What do you mean by specially recruited? I don't care. The 5 of you, take out your gemstones. At this point, the 5 people's faces turned even paler. You want to steal our gemstones? Do you know that you're provoking all the old students? Lu Chun sneered. You're the only one who can steal mine, but I'm not allowed to steal yours? What kind of joke is this? How can there be such a good thing? Don't go overboard. Let me tell you, even if you have some strength, you can't win against all of us. Not to mention, this time it's that person who led the team. If you provoke us, he will make you suffer. Lu Chen squatted down and frowned at one of them. Junior brother is doing this for your own good. You wanted to tell me that the Cultivation Heart Institute is cruel. I'm also trying to tell you that there are people you can't afford to offend outside. I don't care who you are. You must have high-grade gemstones on you. One each. Each person could only steal one gemstone at a time. Lu Chen naturally chose the highest grade gemstone. The 5 of them had already been defeated. No matter how they threatened the kid was stubborn and insisted on robbing them. They had no choice but to take out the best gemstones they had. The 5 of them were reluctant to part with the treasures as they slowly took out a rainbow gem. Haha, there are indeed gemstones better than dark gold. T.S. Cabe, if that's the case, I should have grabbed more. Lu Chun unceremoniously snatched the gems from their clenched hands and swaggered away. By the time Lu Chun left, the 5 of them were already in pain and wailing. My rainbow gemstone. I finally got it. How many missions do I have to complete to get another one? Ivy suffered a huge loss. What the fuck? What kind of ghost did we meet? He, a newbie, defeated the 5 of us in seconds. My rainbow gemstone. I only got one after a month of hard work. I'm about to explode from anger. Hurry and tell the boss. We must get the rainbow gemstone back. Hurry. At the northernmost part of the forest, a beauty was playing with her divine beast battle pet, the azure dragon. She actually had the azure dragon cub. This was something that could only be captured after gathering all 4 divine beasts. The location where the girl was at was very particular. Although they couldn't rob newbies here, this was the only exit to enter the heart refinement courtyard. In other words, this was the place that all newbies had to pass through. The girl was a little bored. Sigh, I have to wait here for a few days. This is too boring. At this moment, she received a voice message. Boss, a newbie stole our rainbow gemstone.
Oh, it can't be.
Didn't the 5 of you act together? That newbie won against the 5 of you? We were careless at that time. But that kid is also very strong. His attack and critical hit are very high. He also has a mid-grade Earth-level technique called 3000 Body Flash / Its lethality is off the charts. The girl said indifferently, I know. Stolen gemstones are not protected by the rules. You want me to help you get back the rainbow gemstone, right? After we get it back, I will take 3, and you will take 2. Thank you, boss. What is his name? He doesn't have a name. He is wearing a red outfit and is very arrogant. Boss, you must help us teach him a lesson. He is very arrogant. He ignores all of us old people. Red outfit, why haven't I heard of it before? Forget it, I know. When he comes over, I will kill him. Hearing the boss's promise, the 5 of them finally let out a sigh of relief. Although they had lost 3 rainbow gemstones, at least they could get back 2. Most importantly, since the boss had agreed to help, then everything was settled. After ending the voice message, the girl tilted her head with a curious look. To actually be able to kill the ground python 5, that kid is quite strong. Sigh, I hope he comes soon. It is too boring here. Chapter 392. With the 5 colored gold gems in hand, Lu Chen tasted the sweetness. I heard them say that I can only exchange one for a month's worth of missions. Then I might as well grab more here. It seemed that the evil side of Lu Chen's heart had awakened at this moment. He began to pick a conspicuous place to walk. As he walked, he shouted at the top of his lungs, my luck is so good. I haven't met any seniors yet. Maybe I can bring the dark gold gems out. On a lush tree not far away, 2 people looked at each other and couldn't help but laugh at Lu Chen's ridicule. Is that guy an idiot? Is he afraid that others don't know that he has dark gold gems on him? I really can't figure out how someone with this kind of IQ can survive the Azura battlefield. What kind of dog shit luck does he have? Since he wants to die, then let's fulfill his wish. Let's go. However, when they appeared in front of Lu Chen, they suddenly realized that what was waiting for them was not an idiot, but a devil. Another two took the bait. Lu Chen revealed a sinister smile. Hand over the colored gold gems, so I don't have to do it myself. The two looked at each other with a gloomy face. Why did this guy steal their lines? You want to rob us old people? I've seen arrogant people, but I've never seen someone as arrogant as you. You're courting death. Lu Chen smiled slightly. Now you've seen it. I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you. 3,000 body, flash, slash. You're really not afraid of death.
Kill.
The two rushed at Lu Chen at the same time, but they didn't know that it was just Lu Chen's illusion. His real body had already launched the body flash, slash. Without a doubt, it was an instant kill. Lu Chen looked down at the two people on the ground and stretched out his hand. Gems. The two were frightened, but they didn't dare to violate the rules. They could only reluctantly hand over the colored gold gems. Another 2 pieces. Lu Chen put the gems into his backpack with satisfaction. He now had 7 pieces. Kid, don't be complacent. You actually dared to rob us old people. We must make you pay the price. Lu Chen curled his lips and only said one word, oh. The two of them were so angry that they almost vomited blood. An oh was the biggest insult. That guy didn't take their warnings seriously at all. Lu Chen didn't want to waste time with these two people, so he whistled and left. In various parts of the forest, the elders of the Heart Refinement Courtyard were trying their best to plunder the newcomers. This was the best opportunity to obtain gems. It was much more efficient than doing missions. However, even though they were newcomers, those who could enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard were no ordinary people. There might be experts among them. There was no lack of examples of failed attempts in various places. However, there was one person who was the most special. The newcomers who came in from entrance 312 were frantically snatching the old man's rainbow gold gems. The news quickly spread among the elders.
What?
You were robbed too? That guy has a skill called the 3,000 body flickering slash. Its attack is extremely high, and it's very confusing. You must be careful. Careful my ass. If that guy really steals it, where will our face go? We must get back at them. You guys haven't seen how terrifying that guy is. Alright, no one here is a coward. How strong can a newcomer be? Didn't you guys say that he only has a medium earth tier cultivation technique? As long as you guys are careful of his 3,000 body flickering slash, what can he do? Where's the last place you saw him? Everyone else, let's go and kill him. Yes, let's kill him first. Otherwise, this batch of newcomers will really turn the sky upside down. Waves of elders were rushing towards Lu Chen's location. At this moment, Lu Chen was studying his equipment. Legendary grade dazzling gold treasure, universal annihilation. When he first obtained this treasure, the equipment's special effects weren't activated. Lu Chen had been wearing it all this time, and it only added a more objective basic attribute. The first condition for activating the equipment's special effect: insta-kill 50 opponents whose level is not lower than the user's. Lu Chen had experienced a lot of big and small battles recently, but when it came to insta-kills, it was in the forest that he insta-killed the most. At this moment, Universal Annihilation's first special effect had been activated. Special Effect 1, activated Universal Annihilation, Skyquake. Collapses the ground, causing the ground to quake. Enemies within a 15-meter radius will be sent flying into the sky, causing a small amount of damage and causing a knockback effect. Knockback duration: 3 seconds. Maximum reserve: 3 Skyquake. Single Skyquake cooldown: 300 seconds. Special Effect 2, unactivated, insta-kill 100 enemies whose level is not lower than the user's. Current progress: July 7th. From the looks of it, Universal Annihilation's special effects seem to be a complete set of cultivation techniques. Currently, only the first layer has been activated. Overall, Skyquake's damage was actually very low, but its effects were not bad. It was considered a powerful crowd control skill. It's still alright. After being sent flying, they won't be able to react. I can easily link it up with other attacks. It's considered a relatively strong crowd control skill. Of course, Lu Chun was now more eager to activate more special effects. Universal Annihilation sounds very strong. I wonder if the cultivation techniques behind it are strong. I'll find more people to kill. Facts had proven that Lu Chun didn't need to find more people because there were already people who took the initiative to find him. The people who came in groups of 3 to 5, wave after wave, and the number of people was increasing. In less than half an hour, Lu Chun activated the second special effect of Universal Annihilation. Special Effect 2, activated Universal Annihilation, back attack. Flash behind the enemy and violently attack the enemy. This attack will definitely hit, causing 500% physical damage and sending the enemy flying again. Cooldown, 300 seconds. Special Effect 3, unactivated, insta-kill 200 enemies whose level is not lower than the user's. Current progress, March 3rd. Sent flying again. Fuck, this skill is powerful. The damage output is high, and it seems like the combo hasn't been broken yet. The cooldown isn't very long. I can use it once every 5 minutes. A large number of veteran players were still rushing over. This allowed Lu Chun to be at ease and wait for the exhausted to come. However, Lu Chun was a little impatient. These people are so slow. Lu Chun really wanted to know the special effects behind Universal Annihilation. Forget it, I'll take the initiative to attack. Thinking of this, Lu Chun flew into the air and took out the Abyss Dragon Crystal Bow. Under his sharp observation, he quickly locked onto a group of 10 people who were jumping in the forest and rushing in his direction. Are there at least 10 people in a group now? Lu Chun shook his head. It's still too little. There are people with more than 1,200,000 HP in this group. If I want to insta-kill them, I'll use that move. Dragon Blood Boil. Lu Chun directly sacrificed 80% of his HP in exchange for 80% additional damage. Immediately after, Lu Chun drew his bow and said calmly, "Long-range shooting." The group of 10 people was jumping in the forest. Fuck, is that guy really that strong? He killed more than 100 old people. I really underestimated him. Damn it, where did he get that 3,000 instant slash? It's really strong. What's there to be afraid of?
We have more people this time.
With 10 people, we'll definitely kill him. Let's take turns to kill him and let him know the consequences of provoking us old people. Right? He thinks he's invincible just because he killed a few weak old people? If we work together, we can kill him until he starts doubting his life. As they were talking, a black light flashed in the sky. Immediately after, before they could see the arrow, a black arrow suddenly appeared in front of the 10 people and quickly split into hundreds of arrows. With a loud bang, the 10 people were caught off guard and were all hit. Minus 1,960,000. Minus 2,030,000. Minus 1,890,000. Minus 1,740,000. A series of unbelievable numbers floated out. Before the 10 people could see who it was, they were all insta-killed. Chapter 393. In the forest, regardless of whether they were new or old, they would be forced to lose 1 point of health. At this moment, the team of 10 was lying on the ground with a look of disbelief on their faces. What kind of damage is this? 2 million? Even a boss wouldn't be able to deal such high damage. What the fuck? We didn't even see who killed them.
Who is it?
This is too much. This is too much. Not long after, a figure appeared in front of the 10 people. He looked at the 10 people lying on the ground calmly and said, "You don't need me to say more, right?" Colorful gold gem. The 10 people looked at Lu Chun in shock. "It's really you. Why is your attack so strong? What kind of skill are you using?" Lu Chun smiled. "Do you think I'll tell you? Kid, don't be so arrogant. You've already broken the rules of the Heart Refinement Courtyard by robbing us old people. Do you want to go against the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard by yourself?" Lu Chun frowned. "Break the rules? A few seniors told me that the Heart Refinement Courtyard's rules are survival of the fittest. Why did it change in the blink of an eye? As for going against the entire Heart Refinement Courtyard, actually, it doesn't matter. I'm not close to you anyway. You're not afraid of causing public outrage? I'm here to take the skill. To be honest, I don't really care about your feelings. Lu Chen said, honestly. They weren't even people from Earth. Why should he care about what others thought of him? Lu Chen didn't explain much to them. He took the gem and disappeared. This guy is too arrogant. An old man said fiercely. He doesn't seem to care about anyone. How can there be such a scary guy? I looked into his eyes just now. I think I saw a beast imprisoned in his eyes. No, it's like he's imprisoning a demon. I felt a chill down my spine.
What are you talking about?
He's strong, but didn't you see that he's in a red blood state? That means someone must have injured him. Get the others to surround him immediately. We have to put our honor and dignity on the line. We have to kill this mad dog. Yes, light his gem. We can't let him enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The newcomer who entered entrance 128 found 3 of his fellow newcomers. They were carefully moving forward in the forest. Strange. Why is it that the closer I get to the Heart Refinement Courtyard, the less I can see the old man? That's right. When I first came in, I had 6 gems stolen from me. I thought I was done for this time, but I didn't expect to not meet a single old man until now. Those seniors are too terrifying. It seems like they all have at least 3 Earth-tier middle-rank martial arts. Us newbies are already very strong if we only have 1 or 2. How are we going to fight them? They're really shameless. They're old, and they still want to team up. The group I met was a 3-man team. I gave them 3 pills directly. Let's go together. It's too dangerous here. Whether or not we can keep the last gem depends on luck. While they were talking, the forest throbbed, and the 4 of them hurriedly hid. Not long after, a team of 20 people quickly rushed forward. So many old people. Shh. Don't say anything. If they find out, they won't even have enough gems to rob. At that time, he will be eliminated directly. While they were talking, the 2 old men at the front seemed to have noticed them and looked over. The 4 of them instantly felt as if they had fallen into an ice cellar. We're done for. We've been discovered. They can even discover us. They're so strong. However, the few old men turned around and led the team towards the west, completely ignoring the 4 of them. After a long time, the 4 of them finally walked out of the forest. The 4 of them looked at each other. What's going on? They've obviously discovered us. Why didn't they rob us? Are they looking down on our gems? Impossible. There are 4 of us. This means that we have a lot of gems too. There's no reason for them not to rob us. Could it be that they know we don't have many gems on us, so they let us go on purpose? They did let us go. Actually, the Heart Tempering Institute isn't as cruel as we thought. The seniors here are all very kind. I think I'm starting to like this place. Yes, indeed. They definitely don't want to see us eliminated. I've really misunderstood the Heart Tempering Institute. The people here are so friendly. At this thought, the 4 of them suddenly felt relieved. The 4 of them chatted and laughed as they walked towards the main entrance of the Heart Tempering Institute. Heart Tempering Institute, we're coming. Lu Chun didn't know that the other newcomers had such an inexplicable change in mentality. Otherwise, he would definitely have told them. There's no such thing as a peaceful life. There's someone carrying the burden for you now. Lu Chun has become the top target of the old people's hunting. No matter what, they had to stop that lunatic from entering the Heart Tempering Institute. Lu Chun was invisible in midair. He used his long-range shooting to kill the enemies that were rushing towards him. His rainbow gold gems killed more and more people in an instant. The battle continued until late at night. A large number of newcomers had already passed the last stage and easily completed the final test of the Heart Tempering Institute. However, these newcomers realized that the 30-plus mentors and seniors standing in front of them didn't seem to notice them. Their eyes were fixed on the vast forest. They haven't killed that guy yet? The people in Group 7 are really weak. Don't worry. If that woman doesn't make a move, nothing can be said. To be honest, I've been in the Heart Tempering Institute for half a year. This is the first time I've seen such a scene. An entire group of seniors chasing after a newcomer. What's the background of that guy? You've only been here for half a year. Let me tell you, in the history of the Heart Tempering Institute, such a situation has not exceeded 10 times. However, I've only heard of it in the past. This time, I'm seeing it for myself. I heard from Group 7 that this is the most arrogant newcomer they've ever seen. He hasn't come out yet. It seems like he's killing the seniors. Killing the seniors? The surrounding people's jaws nearly dropped when they heard this. They had heard of killing monsters and massacring people in cities, but they had never heard of a newcomer killing the seniors. This was the Heart Tempering Institute. Although it was rare for people to gather enough rainbow gold gems, it wasn't difficult to gather enough orange gems after some time. The seniors' advantage was that they had plenty of mid-grade earth tier cultivation techniques and were strong enough. Together with their powerful strength, it was difficult for newcomers to defeat them. Yet, this newcomer was killing the seniors in the forest. What the hell was this? The newcomers looked at each other.
What?
Someone from the same batch as us is actually fighting the seniors? It doesn't seem as simple as fighting. It seems like he killed many seniors. Now, all the seniors are targeting him. Holy shit, is this for real? I was wondering why the seniors were indifferent when they saw us. So, it's him. They're mocking us. For a newcomer to be targeted by so many seniors, he's probably doomed. Chapter 394. In midair, the black crystal arrow had become even more elusive in the night. The terror of an archer lay in their long-range attacks, and long-range shooting brought out the archer's advantage to the extreme, taking the enemy's head from 10,000 meters away. At this time, Lu Chun had already killed 800 elders from the heart-refining courtyard. At this time, the 5 special effects of universal annihilation had all been unlocked, and the mysterious veil of universal annihilation had finally been lifted. From the 3rd special effect onwards, universal annihilation had finally become terrifying. Special Effect 1, Universal Annihilation, Skyquake. Special Effect 2, Universal Annihilation, Back Attack. Special Effect 3, Universal Annihilation, Earth Fissure. Strike the enemy from mid-air to the ground and trigger the Earth Elemental Restriction. The enemy cannot attack or move. At the same time, the number of back attack accumulations +1 Special Effect 4, Universal Annihilation, Skyfall. Flash under the enemy. Ignores evasion of movement skills below Heaven rank, ignores invincibility of all skills below Heaven rank, and launch a fierce attack upwards, dealing 750% physical attack damage and sending the enemy flying. In the process of sending the enemy flying, all continuous damage skills will be dealt with in one go. At the same time, the number of back attack accumulations +1 Special Effect 5, Universal Annihilation. Universal Annihilation. Teleport to the top of the enemy's head, ignores dodging skills below Heaven rank, ignores all skills below Heaven rank and invincible tire body, and unleash the strongest attack, Universal Annihilation. Deals 1,250% Heaven's Wrath damage. Under the enhancement of the 3rd and 4th special effects, the back attack became 3 reserved skills. At the same time, the 3 moves, Skyfall and Universal Annihilation, had the effect of instant shadows, infinite suppression. Moreover, Universal Annihilation was a terrifying Heaven's Wrath attack. Damn, this skill is so strong. If it ignores all skills below Heaven rank, then isn't it equivalent to the strongest skill among the high-grade Earth rank skills? Lu Chun said excitedly. When he first saw the Heaven's Wrath 4 kills formation, Lu Chun thought that it was the strongest Earth rank skill. But now that he saw Universal Annihilation, Lu Chun realized that he had made a premature judgment. The Heaven's Wrath 4 kills formation was one of the best among the Earth rank skills, but Universal Annihilation was definitely the king of single-target attacks among the Earth rank skills. Its powerful combo ability and terrifying explosive power had already surpassed the 2 skills of 8 Desolations of Heaven and Earth and 3,000 Instantaneous Slash. So strong. I really want to find someone to give it a try right now. Lu Chen also wanted to experience this kind of ruthless combo. Fuck, it seems like the average person won't be able to withstand my attacks. Lu Chen was a little depressed. Should I find someone with low attributes and attack them? However, after holding on for so long, Lu Chen found that it was difficult to find someone now. After killing 800 elders of the heart-tempering courtyard, none of them dared to look for him anymore. Where could he find someone to practice with? Forget it. Forget it. It doesn't feel good to lower my attributes. I should find a strong boss to test it out on in the future. Lu Chen looked at his backpack. His 10 gems were still there, but he didn't care about these gems. Now that he had 800 rainbow gold gems, he was still short of 200. He would probably have to go and do missions to earn more. Descending from midair, Lu Chen first restored his HP to full. Heaven and Earth Apocalypse has respawned. It's getting late, so it's about time to head out. Lu Chen leisurely walked towards the exit of the forest. Not long after, Lu Chen saw a girl in front of him. She looked to be around 14 or 15 years old. She was sitting there in a daze. There was a sign above her head. She seemed to be a newcomer to the heart-tempering courtyard. Seeing Lu Chen from afar, the girl didn't feel anything. She just continued to sit there in a daze. Lu Chen was a little confused. He walked over. Hey, little girl. You're a newcomer too. It's already dark. Aren't you going out? The girl glanced at Lu Chen. She already knew that Lu Chen was also a newcomer. She just didn't expect this guy to come over and talk to her. Sighing, the girl continued to sit by the tree stump. What's the use of going out? My gems have all been snatched. I'll be eliminated if I go out. Lu Chen frowned. Speaking of which, a 14 or 15-year-old girl actually obtained the qualifications to enter the heart-tempering courtyard. She was probably the youngest person Lu Chen had ever seen. Hey, little girl. Did you pass the Azura arena? Why do you all like to ask me that? Is it strange that I passed the Azura arena?
Sigh.
I guess everyone wants to rob me because I'm young. The girl shook her head helplessly. My brother said that the outside world is very cruel. Now I believe him. Lu Chen blinked. Did this girl lose her confidence in life? I didn't enter the heart-tempering courtyard this time. I'll definitely be laughed at by my family. The more the girl thought about it, the sadder she became. She covered her face with both hands. Go away. Don't bother me. I want to be alone. Lu Chen smiled and shook his head. He walked to the girl's side. I have a sister too. We're quite fated. Don't give up hope. I've never seen someone as old as you pass the Azura arena. You're already very strong.
This is for you. Go out early.
With that, Lu Chen disappeared in front of the girl. The girl removed her hands and looked in the direction Lu Chen disappeared in. The two of them did not know each other. That person actually comforted her. He was quite a good person. Unfortunately, he did not feel the pressure. The bigger the family, the greater the pressure everyone felt. If I knew this would happen, I would have listened to my brother and cultivated for another half a year before coming to the heart-tempering courtyard. The girl suddenly recalled that the person seemed to have given her something. At this moment, under the moonlight, a soft orange light shone into her clear eyes. She followed the light and saw an orange gem lying beside her hand. This is an orange exchange gem. He gave me an orange gem. The girl's eyes widened. Her mind was in a daze. A rookie who still had an orange gem in his hand. That was already inconceivable. In the end, he actually gave the rookie's most precious gem to her? That guy was actually as rich as this person. The girl did not remember that guy's ID. He seemed to be anonymous. After all, many people like to be anonymous. She did not take a closer look at that person's face. It was already late, and she did not care about anything at that time. The only thing she remembered was his voice. It was very gentle, very clean, and very sincere. The girl hurriedly stood up and held the gem tightly in her hand. Thank you, big brother. Thank you so much. The orange gem was not attractive to Lu Chen at all. If he could help that girl, he would be happy to see it happen. The forest's exit was not far ahead. But strangely, Lu Chen seemed to see the flickering torches across the forest. There seemed to be many people gathered there. So many rookies have passed. Just as Lu Chun was about to walk through the last open space, somewhere in the night, a lazy and pleasant voice suddenly sounded. What a big show. So many people are waiting for you. Lu Chun turned around curiously. He did not notice that there was someone hiding not far away. Hey, most arrogant rookie. Unfortunately, you can only go this far. You are just one step away from entering the heart-tempering courtyard, but you can only watch as the opportunity slips through your fingers. Don't you feel regretful? An enchanting figure walked step by step from the darkness to the moonlight. Chapter 395. At this moment, a phrase flashed through Lu Chen's mind, outshining the moon and putting the flowers to shame. Although it was a bit old-fashioned, it suited the situation. This woman was indeed beautiful, like a fairy under the moonlight. Her silver equipment made her look valiant and heroic. Even the moonlight paled in comparison. Being provoked was one thing, but to be honest, this woman's looks were no less than Jiao Er's. Lu Chen looked at the woman's ID, Xinghua Yanran. He didn't know if Xinghua was a guild prefix or something else, but her name only had 2 words, Yanran. Seeing Lu Chen's stunned expression, the woman smiled calmly, which made her even more charming. Am I pretty? The topic changed a bit too quickly. This woman seemed to be used to such stunning looks. Very pretty, Lu Chen answered. The woman smiled. I think that's the lowest evaluation I've ever heard. Actually, that's my highest evaluation, Lu Chen answered. The woman smiled, but she quickly stopped smiling. You're actually quite interesting. Unfortunately, I won't let you go today. I can tell you that after I defeat you, there will be many more people coming to challenge you. Not only will they take back the 800 gems you took, but they will also take all 10 of your gems. That's not something you can touch. Lu Chen smiled faintly. Beauty, you have to think clearly. I'm a little tired now. If you let me go, I won't fight with you. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you have 1 more stone or 1 less stone. The woman sneered. I'm the leader of Group 7. Do you think I'll let you go when you bully my people? Oh, you have an organization. If that's the case, you can't let me go. Lu Chen shrugged. It seems this battle is inevitable. Indeed. The 2 drew their weapons at the same time. Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Xinghua Yanran summoned her battle pet. Lu Chen was surprised by this battle pet. It was the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, and he was in his youth. The 4 gods and 4 beasts were quite common in the second heaven domain, but it was Lu Chen's first time seeing an ultimate beast like the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Furthermore, he was in his youth stage. Lu Chen came to the Heart Refinement Courtyard for 2 reasons. On one hand, he wanted to obtain a high-level cultivation technique. On the other hand, he heard from the Ticket Elder that there were many missions here, so it wouldn't delay him from going to the demonic beast forest to collect beast cores. Lu Chen's pure spiritual energy was completely enough, and he had accumulated a lot of soul essences. Only the beast cores were lacking. At this moment, Lu Chen seemed to realize that the other party's objective was somewhat similar to his. It was very likely that she was also here to obtain beast cores. She should have been in the Heart Refinement Courtyard for a while, so it was normal for the Dragon Emperor to evolve into a young man. It was a divine beast, a real divine beast, not a remnant soul, but a young Dragon Emperor. Lu Chen immediately sensed the horrifying aura of the ultimate ferocious beast. Roar! The Black Flame Dragon Emperor's roar stirred up a gust of wind. The towering trees nearby seemed to have been hit by a typhoon. Their branches danced, and were about to be broken. This is the Black Flame Dragon Emperor in its youth stage. Lu Chen widened his eyes. That was to say, some of his little ones would soon become as ferocious as the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Lu Chen's astonishment turned into horror in the eyes of the State Protector. The State Protector sneered. I have heard about your strength. Since I am bold enough to stop you here, I must have some means to deal with you. Not far away from the battlefield, people saw the black dragon in the sky and heard the dragon's roar. They instantly understood what was going on. That guy has finally met the boss. Let's go and have a look. Finally, Boss Yenran has a chance to take action. That's Yenran's battle pet. I think that guy has arrived. Let's go and have a look, the other teacher said. The rookies looked in horror at the gigantic dragon not far away. Their eyes were filled with horror. Whose battle pet is that? That's a black dragon. Oh my god. Is that the boss of Group 7 that they were talking about? That's so powerful. Let's go and have a look. I heard that it is rare to see a black dragon. I have to go and have a look. Oh, and that new student. I wonder how he is doing. All of a sudden, a large number of players swarmed in from the exit of the forest. At the moment, Lu Chen was playing chess with the State Protector and the Black Flame Dragon Emperor.
Ha, ha, ha.
That guy is going to give up. There is no powerful warrior in front of Yenran. The beast tamer killed the archer. This is going to be interesting. That guy thought that we were exaggerating. Now that he has seen the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, he will behave himself. Let's kill him later. Lu Chen squinted. He knew the Black Flame Dragon Emperor well. Even if the Black Flame Dragon Emperor was in its youth stage, he would not be afraid of it. The only problem was, he was too tired to do any strenuous exercise. The question was, which one should he send, Furball or Originator? After some thought, Lu Chen decided to send Furball. Furball, you've slept for a whole day. I'm not as comfortable as you are. Get up and get to work, Lu Chen said. He raised his hand, and a small silver mouse appeared in his hand. I'll leave the dragon to you. I'll deal with its master. Okay? Okay. Don't waste too much time. Get it done quickly. I need to sleep. Hearing the conversation between Lu Chen and the little girl, the others almost burst into laughter. Ha, ha, ha. I'm dying of laughter. That guy is not going to use that mouse to fight the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, one of the 4 ultimate ferocious beasts, is he? I'm laughing. That mouse's combat strength can't be higher than 1. Compared to the Black Flame Dragon Emperor, killing it within a second is nothing. Does he think he's playing chess? He wants to use the weakest to fight the strongest. Why is this guy so retarded? I guess he's only so strong because of those advanced skills. The little furball angrily bared its fangs at the people around it and let out a warning cooing sound. Unfortunately, its appearance was too silly and cute, and it was not threatening at all. Lu Chen had no choice. He patted Furball and said, "Little guy, don't worry about what others say. They're not important. I'll trust you." Furball rubbed Lu Chen's hand obediently. Then, it jumped off Lu Chen's hand and walked to the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Guo Yenran squinted her eyes and said, "Are you really going to use that little guy to fight my Black Flame Dragon Emperor? I'm afraid it can't even withstand the Dragon Emperor's dragon might." Lu Chen smiled and said, "You worry too much." Furball. Lu Chen remembered clearly that Furball was the only pet in the whole server. It was the only pet that had no upper level limit. As long as it wanted to, it could keep devouring and even devouring. Zhoutian. Yao Lao once asked Lu Chen to think carefully about whether he should bring Furball out. This little guy had the potential to turn the world upside down. Super strong, Lu Chen said confidently. At the same time, the Black Flame Dragon roared, and once again, its Dragon Emperor's Dragon Emperor suppressed everyone. However, the little furball opposite it was not afraid at all, and it also roared back. Roar. The little furball grew to an astonishing 50 meters long. Chapter 396. A moment ago, it was still a cute little mouse. In the blink of an eye, it had transformed into a giant beast. Roar. The little furball's voice became much deeper. It let out an earth-shattering roar that was louder than the Black Dragon King's. Your little guy can grow so big. Country Protector Yenran was shocked. Lu Chen paused for a second. She must be talking about the little furball. The Black Rock Dragon King seemed to have a natural confidence in its bloodline. Seeing that the little furball dared to roar at it, the Black Rock Dragon King was enraged. The Black Rock Dragon King spat out a mouthful of black flame prairie at the little furball. The entire battlefield was covered in black flames. The high temperature made the surrounding players sweat. Black Flame Prairie. This is a super powerful AoE skill. High damage, ignoring normal fire resistance and continuous damage. No wonder it's an ultimate beast. Is this the Black Flame? I heard that it can ignore normal fire resistance and spiritual resistance. It's almost as powerful as Heaven's Wrath. How can it be called an ultimate beast if it's not powerful? That big mouse's bloodline is not on the same level as the Black Dragon King. It can't beat it. However, although the little furball's body was huge, it was very agile. After avoiding the initial damage of the Black Flame Prairie, the little furball began to greedily devour the black flames on the ground. Wherever the little furball went, the black flames were all sucked into it. A moment later, all the black flames on the battlefield disappeared. What the hell is this? How can it devour other people's skills? Damn, that guy can devour the Black Flame Dragon King's black flames? That's impossible. Country Protector Yenrand was also stunned. She had encountered many enemies and seen many powerful and rare battle pets, but she had never seen anything like this. How can your battle pet devour the black flames? You've gone too far. Lu Chen was frustrated. What did it have to do with him that the little furball could eat the black flames? It was the little furball that had gone too far. Why did Country Protector Yenran say that he had gone too far? At that moment, the little furball that had eaten its fill had already pounced on the Black Dragon King. The young Black Dragon King already had dragon scale armor, and its physical and spiritual defense were very high. However, after eating the 300-year-old immortal herb, the little furball's attributes were extremely terrifying. Its attack was extremely high, and its physical and spiritual defense were equally terrifying. This was something that Lu Chun had deeply experienced in the past. However, the furball didn't use its claws this time.
Feast.
It bit towards the Black Dragon King. The Black Dragon King was shocked. Motherfucker, I was having a good fight with you, but you want to eat me. The Black Dragon flew into a rage and swiped at him with its claw. Black Flame Dragon Claw. This seemingly ordinary claw produced an attack similar to Sword Chi, causing the close-range attack to also have the effect of long-range damage. At the same time, the attack was accompanied by an obvious black fog, which was related to the Black Flame attribute attack. It's the Black Flame Dragon Claw. A certain senior student's eyes widened. Senior, is this move very powerful? It feels so ordinary. Ordinary? Last time, when Yenron's Black Dragon reached its youth stage, she asked my battle pet to test it out. That one claw alone dealt 450,000 damage to my gilded black tortoise.
What?
He can deal 450,000 damage to the gilded black tortoise? The gilded black tortoise's defense is super high. The most terrifying thing about the Black Flame Dragon Emperor is its Black Flame attack, which is a type of elemental attack. However, due to its rarity, it is very difficult to increase the corresponding resistance. You can basically treat it as a Heavenly Might attribute attack. Any of its attacks will be accompanied by this type of attack. Think about it, a normal attack with a Heavenly Might attack. Isn't this kind of opponent terrifying? The new student turned his head in shock and looked at the giant dragon again. He said in horror, "All right, I hope I don't have the chance to meet this guy." The Black Dragon King's attack was already in front of the furball. It was unknown whether the furball didn't remember to dodge, or if it didn't dodge on purpose. At least in Lu Chen's opinion, this guy should be able to dodge. All in all, the furball took the attack head-on. Minus 40,000 normal attack, minus 80,000 Black Flame attack, 120,000 offset. The Black Dragon only dealt 40,000 normal attack damage. Even the Black Flame attack, which was difficult to defend against, was offset by 120,000. The total damage was 120,000. Before anyone could react, the furball jumped up high and grabbed the Black Dragon King with its two claws. Then it bit down on the Black Dragon King's body. The spectating players at the scene, including Jinghua Yenran and Lu Chen himself, their eyeballs almost popped out. What the fuck? What is it doing? Is it crazy? It's really eating the Black Dragon King. Did it not dodge on purpose just now? This guy is willing to do anything for the sake of eating. What the fuck? Like master, like battle pet. The master is a lunatic, and the battle pet is also a lunatic. Lu Chun was also very depressed. Why did those people involve him again? He was also very shocked. He wasn't a beast tamer who had such a close connection with his pet. The battle plan was completely formulated by the furball itself. Little furball, did I treat you badly? Why did you do this the moment you came out? This is a battle of life and death. Lu Chun suddenly remembered Yao Lao's words. If he could go back to the past, when Yao Lao asked him again whether he should bring the furball out, he would definitely think about it for one more minute. Of course, he still had to bring it out. However, Lu Chun finally saw how crazy this guy was. When it first met me, it must have eaten its fill in the herb field. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so easy to deal with. Lu Chun's back was covered in cold sweat. Compared to Lu Chun, Zhenggui Yanran was completely crazy. Hey, what is your pet doing? What kind of attack is this? It's impossible to have this kind of attack in level 2. Lu Chun held his forehead. It was better to hide the identity of the furball for now. It was the only one in the entire server, and it had the ability to devour Jutian. If word got out, the people in level 2 would come down. This was a monster that was beyond the rules, with no other choice. Lu Chun forced himself to explain. This feast is actually equivalent to a life removal type attack. This is the furball's specialty. Hey, furball, you better fight properly. Lu Chun hurriedly reminded the furball loudly. The furball bit down, and the black dragon cried out in pain. Just as it was feeling proud, it heard its master's reprimand and unwillingly turned to look at Lu Chun. If its master didn't stop it, this big snake would taste pretty good. However, since it followed its master, and he said that he would feed it a lot of good food in the future, for the sake of long-term benefits, it was better to let this big snake go for now. It didn't want to eat, but the black dragon's body was already heavily injured. Debuff. Physical damage, 1 stack. Physical attributes reduced by 7%. Mobility reduced by 7%. Debuff. Physical damage vulnerability, 1 stack. When receiving physical attacks, receive an additional 7% damage. Debuff. Severe bleeding, 1 stack. Lose 1% of maximum health every second for 7 seconds. At the same time, a buff appeared on the furball's body. Buff. Eat, 1 stack. Permanently increase physical strength. This unit provides a 0.1% increase in physical strength and recovers the same amount of health as the enemy's bleeding damage every second. This time, Little Furball's attack only took into account the initial bleeding damage, which was only 30,000. It had only recovered 30,000 HP. However, the experts present didn't see this negligible value at all. What they saw was the status of both sides. Just this pile of debuffs and buffs was enough to make the whole place silent. Chapter 397.
Horrifying. So horrifying.
Even the ultimate beasts are no match for it. What kind of battle pet is this? The 3 debuffs can be stacked, and so can its buffs. Is there any doubt about that? That regeneration, does it mean that as long as the opponent is bleeding, it will be regenerating? I think so. It has stopped attacking, but it is still regenerating. What kind of attack is Feast?
That's so horrifying.
Is it really eating the opponent to strengthen itself? Wait, can someone tell me what a permanent increase in physical strength is? What the hell is that? A 0.1% increase in physical strength was not strange at all. It was so low that it made one's hair stand on end. However, with the addition of permanent, the concept was completely different. In other words, as long as it used Feast, it could continue to grow stronger? In the later stage, even the ultimate beasts and the ultimate beasts would be no match for it. At that moment, no one had thought about the future. Fural was the only existence that had no upper limit to its level and strength. It was not an exaggeration to say that it was a bug. At that moment, who would have thought that this bloodthirsty and crazy beast was once the harmless little gopher in Lu Chen's hands? Since its boss did not allow it to eat the black snake, Furball had to resort to physical attacks. The Black Dragon King had been hit by 3 debuffs. Its attack speed was no longer as fast as Furball's. This time, Furball's attack landed on the Black Dragon first. Minus 460,000.
What?
That guy's physical attack is so high? That's insane. Come on, it's an ultimate beast. The Black Dragon only dealt 120,000 damage. It has more health than the Black Dragon. Do the ultimate beasts not care about their reputation? It's over. There's no point in fighting. Its attack is no match, its defense is no match, and now even its speed is no match. There's no suspense. As expected, after a few rounds of attacks, Furball finished off the young Black Dragon King with one paw. When the Black Dragon King fell from the sky, Guo Yanran hurriedly called it back. She looked at Lu Chun in horror, then looked at the little gopher that had turned back into a little gopher and was licking the blood on his shoulder. Guo Yanran was in disbelief. Lu Chun pursed his lips. Well, do we still need to fight? The country protector's Black Dragon King had already been defeated. Disregarding everything else, as long as the opponent released the little furball, he would definitely not be able to withstand it. There was no point in continuing this match. Guo Yanran let out a long sigh. You win. The gem is yours. Saying so, he took out a colorful gold gem from his bag and tossed it to Lu Chun. However, don't get too cocky. My Black Dragon isn't in its strongest state yet. When I find you again, I'll definitely wash away today's humiliation with blood. Lu Chun frowned slightly. Was this woman going against him? Speaking of which, little Harry Ball was clearly not in its strongest state. Sigh, this lass better not say anything. Otherwise, she would really fall into a bottomless pit. After dealing with the last senior, Lu Chun looked around. The surrounding elders hurriedly lowered their heads, not daring to meet his gaze. Lu Chun nodded with satisfaction. Well, it seems like no one will bother us anymore. Walking out of the forest, Lu Chun stood in front of the 7 mentors. Among the 7, there was one 3-star mentor, 2 2-star mentors, and the one who had a fortuitous encounter was a 1-star mentor. Congratulations! You have successfully passed all of our tests. Now, you are an official student of the Heart Refinement Courtyard. The 3-star mentor, Xue Hai, handed a badge to Lu Chun. In the future, with this badge, you'll be able to teleport to another main city. With the teleportation point of the Heart Refinement Courtyard, you can freely enter and exit the Heart Refinement Courtyard. You can also participate in missions, obtain gems, exchange for cultivation techniques, and other activities in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Lu Chun nodded. He had finally entered the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Just as Lu Chun was about to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard with the other newcomers, Xue Hai suddenly called out to Lu Chun. Young man, come here for a moment. Lu Chun walked over with a puzzled expression. Mentor, are you looking for me? Xue Hai looked at Lu Chun. From the way this kid spoke, it seemed like he wasn't usually so arrogant. Are you willing to be my disciples? Xue Hai asked directly. I'm not talking about the relationship between mentor and student in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. I'm talking about the apprenticeship system. Lu Chun thought for a moment. I'm sorry, mentor. I've never thought of becoming your disciple. Aren't you an NPC? NPCs obviously didn't have the apprenticeship system. Xue Hai didn't get angry. He nodded. I believe that you will reach the 3rd level of heaven one day. This isn't a secret. In Jiutian, there are no NPCs. Lu Chun's eyes widened. He knew that Jiutian was very mysterious. The NPCs had their own personalities. He even suspected that some NPCs were played by players or staff members. However, when someone suddenly told him that all the NPCs he had met before weren't NPCs, he was stunned. In other words, Mu Xian wasn't an NPC. The guards of Immortal Mountain City weren't NPCs. The citizens of the major cities weren't NPCs. The citizens of Ghost Valley weren't NPCs. Lu Yi, the people in the mountains, Yao Lao, and the Azura Arena Ticket Master weren't NPCs. Then they are. I can't go into too many details. You'll understand when you reach the 3rd level of heaven. Lu Chun's breathing quickened. The third level of heaven. Was he going to touch on this mystery? Young man, it's okay if you don't want to be my disciple. However, I'm still your mentor. I don't mind telling you that the Heart Refinement Courtyard has the strongest technique. Actually, there is no lack of super experts among the people who come here. They have their own ways to obtain ordinary earth level, middle level, or even high level cultivation techniques. The reason why almost all of them wish to enter the Heart Refinement Courtyard is because of that cultivation technique. Lu Qin frowned and asked, "Instructor, what kind of cultivation method is that?" "I don't know what technique it is either." Shui Hai smiled helplessly. "Only those at the second level of heaven have the right to fight for that technique.
I've already lost that right.
Up until now, no one has been able to obtain that technique. Naturally, normal people wouldn't know what technique it is. However, as a mentor, I still know some inside information. That is..." Shui Hai looked at Lu Qin. "Are you sure you don't want to be my disciple? I'm the only 3-star mentor in the Heart Refinement Courtyard. Moreover, I'm stronger than you think. The power behind me isn't something you can imagine. If you become my disciple, I can resign from my position as a mentor here and take you to the third level of heaven. The third level of heaven isn't the same as the second level of heaven. Your personality is very dangerous." Just as Lu Qin was preparing to listen to the important information, Shui Hai suddenly broadcast an advertisement. This caught Lu Qin off guard. Speaking of which, this guy's offer was quite tempting. He could actually take Lu Qin to the third level of heaven. Unfortunately, Lu Qin wasn't an ordinary person. He might not be unable to defeat the second level of heaven's difficulty, but he had important things to do in the second level of heaven. "Mentor, let's not talk about becoming my disciple, okay?" Shui Hai shook his head. In the end, this guy wasn't willing to become his disciple. All right. AI, you don't have good taste." "Mentor?" Lu Qin was speechless. All right. I'll tell you, that technique is a heaven-level technique. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.